This windlass is far too massive and heavy for a kith to operate.
I got it.
At least this means they're all dead, right?
Sure. Hello, anybody here? No? I see a table. An exceptional warhammer. I can pick my way in there, but I'll save the door for the moment. What's in here? A pry bar and some money. Alright, let's go for the door.
Well, as long as I don't... Well done.
There's no one dangerous in here, is there? There's dead giants. There's alive giants.
Trespasses in the goddess's maw? But how?
Boy, your voice does not match your appearance at all. Incensed, the giant warrior hulks. Her thick muscles twitch, red markings glowing hotly against her ashen skin.
You must seek to follow in your defiler god's footsteps. You will not, for I will smite you where you stand.
Bellowing, she hefts a massive sword overhead. You seem upset. But a second giant slams the heft of his iron staff into the warrior's hard-muscled stomach, abruptly halting her attack.
Hold, Sega! I would speak to this filthy minion of the wretched god Eothas before you char his bones to dust.
The god in that statue bid me to meet him here. I've come to speak with him.
You must possess an unfathomable power to have kindled the interest of such a giant.
He cants his head, broad fingers scratching at the rivets of his helm.
Yet you imply you do not serve him.
First giant's grip turns, white-knuckled on the hilt of her sword. Her muscles strain and a metal quivers in her hand.
Rakir, move! We cannot allow these intruders to live.
Again, she thrusts the sword high. With a shrug of his meaty shoulders, he steps aside. Eothas has consumed your warrior's very souls, but I've faced him before and I'm still standing. Shoulders taut with tension, the warrior eyes the strewn corpses of his fellow Ratun at arms. They lie tried like husks, siphoned of their souls. He places a hand out to hold the warrior back. He studies you intently.
You would face us in battle rather than flee? I like your mettle. Kith who does not cower before Margren's greatest warriors.
I've killed like 8 boats of you guys on the way here. I'm not that impressed with you.
We have not yet defeated the embodied god, but that does not mean we won't. The Drotiger is readying another assault from within the Jagged Keep as we speak.
What the hell's the Bathator? Equivalent of a warlord.
I will permit you to scamper closer to God's face, if you believe you can survive. Scurry deeper into the maw, but know that my brethren may squash you.
How can I reach Eothas?
All who neared the intruder god were gutted until extinguished. You think your soul could last even half so long as Rathun's?
I'd make a bet on it.
Maybe the Kiths will last longer.
She snorts, but the other warrior ignores her, answering in her stead.
Only Margren's shrine without Jagged Keep can lead you to the Defiler God. Kith, if Margren wishes you to face him, surely she will fire the way.
I worry Margren plans to erupt this volcano. If you stay, you'll die. Wouldn't they just survive that? I mean, they're fire giants. He hefts his meaty shoulders in a heavy shrug. Boy, you don't care about much, do you, buddy?
Our duty is foremost to Margren. We guard the maw to its fiery end.
You plan to attack Eothas?
First, we recover the wounded and their weapons. Drag them into the Jagged Keep.
He nods.
And then, we will kill a god.
Smacking the head of his staff against his chest, he bears you a garish grin. You have some good luck with that. Bye.
Help me with the bodies, but this time gentle your grip.
It can't be helped, Rakir. These fallen are brittle.
I can't steal from you
What would
guys.
you have of me, puny Kith?
So many bodies. Eothas has drained you nearly dry.
It's true. The god caught us unawares. We lost many, but we are not yet defeated.
Margaret has made us for this purpose. We will see to her victory through fire and blood.
Bye. Do you have anything like to say about yourself? Apparently not. Alright, that leads to the Ashen Bridge. I'm gonna save this in case they get mad when I touch these bodies and they crumble. Okay, we're good. Alright, so we got downstairs.
Priest lady, huh? You deserve better, Captain.
Hey, shut up, dude. That's supposed to be my love interest, even though she never interacts with me. Do you have anything to say, by the way, Zodi?
Well, hey,
Oh, hey. Did we finally get somewhere here?
tell me what's on your mind.
I guess not. How are you feeling?
Not a one. Thanks to you, I'm sleeping like a... I never knew nothingness could fit. More like no matter... And the crush of the souls out of... But the others toughened. Turned survivors. That much I saw with my own eyes.
What happened to
even
your...
years later.
What happened to your family?
They died.
Zoe lifts her gaze to stare you directly in the eyes, unflinchingly. Care to elaborate on that?
No, Watcher. I really don't.
She shakes her head, breaking the contact. Her lower lashes shadow the top of her cheeks.
Not at this time. Maybe not ever.
I'm sorry for your loss. For a space of several heartbeats, she looks as if she might cry, face scrunched from the stab of visible pain. Then she swipes the dirty hand beneath her nose, and the emotion vanishes completely.
Feeling sorry never made a lick of difference for me. But I thank you all the same.
I get the feeling you don't really fit in with the other Dawn Stars.
I guess it's the nature of light to want to best the darkness. But you can't have balance like that.
Head downcast, she thumbs the edge of her sickle thoughtfully.
And it's not like night and death are bad things.
Aren't they, though?
No use in fearing what's natural. Life isn't one long line. It's cyclical. You gotta shed the old to become the new.
Her head shakes.
Of course. Though we're few and spread out. Mostly I learned through reading. Any text pertaining to Gone I can get my grubby hands on.
Let's speak of something
No need to
else.
fiddle-foot around. Sure thing, Watcher.
Maybe me talking to her about that, like, we'll move a conversation along with her somewhere.
Right.
Because that, I don't think that was available before. I know I didn't talk to her about her family.
Reckon this is what happens when you try to keep a god from enacting his plans.
What a glorious hole.
Huh, a glory hole joke. Hey, Tenwin, how you doing?
Oh, that's not nice. All done.
Gauntlets of Reliability. Okay, I know what that is. Potion of Major Healing. Lockpicks of Rum. And a Primal Flame. And another Primal Flame. And a Primal Flame. Ashen Key. Might lead to that door that I already lockpicked down there earlier. Rock slides clap this section of the keep. Alright, one way to go, it looks like, and that is to the Ashen Fortress Bridge.
Should we be concerned about that?
The volcano rolls in slumber, I say. We should not be here.
We gotta move the game forward somehow. Alright, so we came from the Sentinel Wall. That leads to Jagged Keep. That leads to the Lair of the Ancient. I wonder what's in the Lair of the Ancient. That sounds like bad news. Primal Flame, Turquoise, Adraban. Primal Flame. Is there anything over here? No.
Eothas do this?
Ready to...
Flame Pat. You better have friends, buddy, or you're screwed. Oh, I should have kept my mouth shut. Whoa, Zodi. Oh, shoot. Yeah, you're supposed to kill things with that dagger. Okay, you can sneak in a bit. Not yet. Alright, Kehu, let's start extinguishing things. Now, boiling spray. Let's go with having you move over here.
Say your prayer.
Eothas, let's have you... let's go to Chaotic Orb. Zodi, for a moment, off everybody.
Behold me, mother!
I am not your mother.
Take them down!
Okay, Zodi, run up, stab.
Oh, hell.
Stab him, Liquid, go over to the Drake. Actually, you know what, go after... Oh, everything here is dying. Alright, Zodi, go stab something, it doesn't matter. I could Infestation Magnets and kill everything here, but... Nah, Blast of Frost, just get that bat. Eothas, Necrotic Lance, this stuff should go down fairly easy, it looks like. Alright, good job, get that bat. You two, don't worry about engagement, just go after him. You guys wait. Nice. Well done, Zodi.
What can I do you for? What can I do you for? I hear
Pretty
you.
fitty. Kidding. Take that. Deep gashes mar this Rathuan's armor and flesh. Let's see what's in here. Says Lara the Ancient. Maybe there's something old in here that's gonna give me advice. Game paused. Enemy spotted. Oh, there you are.
Let's go! Conflict in the air.
That's it!
Magma ooze. Another magma ooze. So you should have like no problem wrecking these guys with that bow. Everything here is fire.
Makes no difference.
Alright, so you go up and stab.
There's a walloping!
Okay, you two stop. Oh, Eothas. Stole that kill from Zodi. Got that. It's very fiery in here. Ooh, that was neat. Damn, this explosion. He waits in fire. Who's he?
Alright, that one felt more serious.
It is not just the mountain that awakens. We disturb the fires of Magrin herself.
Faye, 'tis a right foul stench.
This place smells and feels like hell in the stories Uncle Angbert used to tell me to make me behave as a child.
Haze of soul essence sifts up like smoke from a corpse scored with heavy claw marks. Oh god, is there a dragon in here? Oddly, no blood pools beneath the body. The wounds have been cauterized. Reach for the soul. Hot to the touch, the essence slowly waves through your fingers. Then you're tumbling down into the feverish sensation of a soul reed. You are a great champion. A Goliath among giants, your chest tight with pride. Now something darker. A strange dread. It flickers inside of you like the fires of a waking forge because you know you too are soon to be tempered as you stare down upon a distant god. The defiler your brothers and sisters died to defeat but could not, who now gluts on Adra's spire, striking plans against Magrin. The iron chains that suspend the bridge beneath your feet drip blood and sweat. Weeping, the maw spans below, battered by the invader. Jagged Keep now ever more apt in name. He cut a path to his spire and could not be stopped. He drank deeply from so many of you. And maybe I'll have to beat her up here too. The Brenthis watches beside you. She is fierce and will know what to do. You can hear Magrin within the flames. Without further delay, she hastens you into the dragon's lair. Oh, there is a dragon. She will call the beast, and it will ride with you into the assault. Inside the cavern is dark and simmering. The Brenthis rushes ahead of you, despite your barked warning. Something is wrong. The heat whirls against your skin, a whisper of death, dangerous rather than comforting. The Defiler god has riled the dragon. The Brenthis has raised her torque high as if to collar the dragon, the light of it sheening her helm in the darkness. She is thundering. Time has come, Jada. Submit to Magrin's will, and the walls rumble from a sudden earthquake. No, from the beast's laughter. A shadow looms to your left, then scalding claws punch through your skin.
Rest now, warrior. Your soul is safe with me.
Sodi bows her head as she drags her lantern over the corpse from head to foot and back up again. When she reaches the Rothin's punctured chest, his soul lifts up from the body and drifts towards the lantern. With a shudder, it settles inside the copper cage. Alright, let's save it, because this is probably going to get ugly. Yeah, hold still, I'm coming. Find small shield. Oh. You have a neat looking face. Ooh.
If that ain't a creature born in my nightmares, I don't know what is.
You look kinda like Ridley from Metroid. Creature of smoke and scales, embers, and talons looms up from the darkness. Her back and ribs gleam luridly, red as the lake of fire that laps her feet. She hisses, the sound like rocks grating together in her throat, and though her peeled back lips forms no words you understand.
Who comes now to stoke the flames of chaos further?
Jada Furless, I can call you Jada. I like your name, you're my favorite dragon so far in this game.
Have I not yet feasted enough? I suppose I can make room for another.
No. That can't be healthy.
Just realized how lucky we are to have never run across a sewer dragon.
It's a wonder we haven't.
A curse on Ngati for giving me such tender, delicious flesh, I say.
Kehu chuckles anxiously and backs away a step. A dry laugh crackles from the dragon's thick-scaled throat. I wonder if I can get you to help me here. The Rathuan summoned you, so you attack them?
We struck a deal. Eons ago. I did with a wily Brenthis. It's true these Rathoon fed me exquisitely for so long. But today, They sought my wings like a firestorm to battle. My fangs like hot spears to pierce a god. I am the heart of the fire. I cannot be controlled. Not by a giant's weak will, and not by a sputtering trinket.
What was the nature of the deal you struck with him? The beast grates a loud, insidious laugh.
The Rathoon would pay their tributes of flesh and blood, fire and gold. And I, when called upon, would fight fiercely at their side.
So you just betrayed him.
That arrogant priestess thought to ride me, the magma that fires the mountain. She sought to command me. So I consumed her. The Rathoon forged their deal when I was but a hatchling. Now no one controls me. And I would never fight a god for fools.
Would you fight a god for someone with a high intelligence stat?
Must all dragons of the archipelago shackle themselves to someone else's cause?
Sighing, Takehu worries his brow. The dragon snorts smoke from her snout.
You are a creature most amusing. Perhaps I shall yet allow you to live.
I appreciate that. I must reach Eothas in the depths of the Maw.
You think to ride me, the great firestorm in the Maw, to meet a blustering god?
I didn't say anything about riding you. What is your obsession with getting ridden? Massive beast chuckles, rolls out like thunder, but acrid smoke puffs from her nostrils, underscoring her anger.
If the Rathoon could not tame me, why should a little wretch like you fare better?
I'm not sure if I threaten to tear her wings off, if that's gonna work or not. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder. I'm real tempted because it's a check, but I don't know how that would work. That's not exactly what I had in mind, but now that you mention it. She bares her fangs.
I shall tell you this much, if only to keep you from my wings. Your path to Eothas lies through Margren, through her shrine within the Rathoon's keep. Igniting Margren's shrine lowers it into the Maw, so that a Brenthis may worship before the Ardra pillar. See?
How can I ignite the shrine into Margren and the Rathoon's Cape?
Why, I believe the Brenthis has the means you seek. A certain torque that she tried to wield against me.
Jetafurlus the Ancient laves the tip of an incisor with her tongue.
Sadly for her, its power could not hold a flame to mine. But as it was the Brenthis' last sacrificial offering to me, you understand why I shall not allow it to be stolen.
Dragon spreads her wings possessively over her horde, scale throat rumbling a growl. Margren would do anything to stop Eothas. If she erupts this volcano, you'll be destroyed along with it.
Should I believe the wretched words of a trespasser in my den?
Do I have the face of a liar?
Even were it so, the fire feeds me. It can cause me no harm.
Oh yeah, well this is magical fire. You've lived too long to risk death now. Fly for safety and return once the gods have settled their quarrel.
I suppose.
She rumbles in thought.
I slumbered for ages and felt restless for longer. It shall be good to stretch my wings, to hunt. I fly.
With a great heave, she slogs her body from the magma and takes to the sky. I don't see. Oh, there she goes. Dragonbane. You won't slay a dragon. She actually was kind enough to not kill me as soon as I ran into her. Closer you near to the dimly lit essence that smolders over the Rathoon's burnt corpse, the stronger you feel the soul's flickering confusion and grief. Ashen crooked fingers clutch a still flaming torque, grasping the relic tightly even in death. I am kind of curious what would have happened if I told her I was going to rip her wings off, because I don't even think that would have been possible looking at her. Pry the torque from the pry the torque first. That's the most important thing here. Twisting the torque free, cracks off 3 of the priestess' blackened, brittle fingers. Whoops. Ah, well, she doesn't need them. Reach for the soul. Rather than falling face forward into a vision of the Rathoon's final memory, her last thoughts scream through your mind in a jumble of disjointed words and disbelief.
I am burning! I am burning! I am burning! And it is not in pleasure, not for Mother Margaret. I should have listened when she said nothing. But I was willing to die to reach the Everflame, to sacrifice them and everything to ash, to vanquish the Defiler. And I am burning, but not in the flame. Not with honor and eternity, but for a moment. I am disgraced.
Dig deeper into her final memory.
Who will lay the talk before the Mother to fire the way? Who is left? Who will guard the sacred spire, the Mother's mind? Who will descend the shrine to the Defiler's God's face? Not to these hands that are ashes sifting on a breath that is a last sigh of a wretchedly snuffed life. Not to me and mine. Now she who was blackened and befouled and forsaken by the flames, forsaken by Margaret.
Man, you can tell she enjoyed performing this dialogue. With a final flicker, a last swift and violent shuddering, the soul dims and disintegrates.
Rest easy now, priestess. I'll harvest your soul and your torment too.
Yeah, like, that was like professional, man. Like, you gotta pay extra to hear dialogue that good. Coaxing the soul with a low and soothing voice, Zodi jiggles her lantern over the priestess's charred corpse. There's not much left after the trauma the soul endured, but a few glimmering motes whirl around soft light before fading into the lantern. Save it. I don't want this dragon coming back and being like, what the hell are you doing stealing my stuff? What's this? Aldris Blade of Captain Crow, saber one-handed. Stormblade deals 10 shock damage to target on critical hit. Corvid's bounty wielder gains 8 health on a crit. %10 of hits converted to crits. Stash that one away for now. Some potions. Bunch of gems, money. More money. Ajamut Stalking Cloak. Tracker. +1 perception, +2 stealth. +5% damage to weapon attacks made from stealth. +5 accuracy to weapon attacks made from stealth. Attacks made from stealth stun the target. I pretty much never go stealth with anybody, but that would be something for, like, Maya if I was going to have her backstab people, I guess. Because she has really good stealth. Leave that stashed for a moment. Oh, thy heat that licks my bones. Alright, let's get out of here and head for the Jagged Keep. bodies. I missed you guys before? I must have missed you. Primal Flame. Primal Flame Amber. Primal Flame Garnet. Oh, hey, there you are.
You spend your whole life thinking you're a giant. And one day that fella shows up at your fortress.
That was awfully profound.
Wake up call. Primal Flame.
Will do.
Anybody over here? Nope. Did I see the Witcher show at the start of the year? No. I wanted to, but I actually cut out Netflix. I canceled my subscription for a little while. Just because I was paying for it, they raised the price on me, and I wasn't really watching it that much at the time. But it's something I want to watch at some point. Heard good things about it. Still need to play the games too. Come to think of it, I've only ever played the first one. This place looks like it's going to be big, judging from the map scaling. Peaked at spotting you, the strapping warrior slams her shield against the floor, rattling the stones beneath your feet.
Scurriers in my keep! Make ready to be crushed, vermin of Eothas!
Look here, I recovered this from your fallen Brenthis.
You felled her? And her dragon?
Man, you were quick to judge. With a deep-chested growl, the warrior readies her sword to strike. No, it was the dragon who killed her, not me. She stills, red scrawls in her skin flickering as she grimly appraises you. A muscle ticks in her jaw, but finally she sheaths her sword.
Then the Bathor will decide your fate. He awaits at the back of the keep.
Well, that's good to know. Alright, well, let's start this way, why not? Tis a door.
Well, that's not. Guess that wasn't so hard.
Superb flail, primal flame.
Easy.
The deer discovered something. Oh, up there. Man, you spotted that from a long way away. I don't even think you were through the doorway yet.
I've got it.
I said no pet Nemnock!
Fairly empty so far. A rock slide has collapsed this section of the keep. Sacrifice to the goddess is the noblest of deaths. Mockern will honor his soul.
All right, but I'm keep. Guess that wasn't so hard.
Oh, that's cool. I don't have to fight anything here. I'm just gonna make this real easy and quick. Deer pets everything, especially Nemnock. You know he's like sneaking pets when we're not looking. Blades of these weapons have warped after prolonged exposure to the lava's heat. kith able to bear the torque. Eothas waits. Fireless in death, this warrior's body is being ceremoniously prepared for cremation. Exceptional plate. Great sword, Miny. Let's check up this way.
Who's right primed for a bashing?
Nobody at the moment, because we've done a good job making friends so far in this playthrough. Major healing potion. Lightning bomb. Potion of invisibility. He has a heat about him. A flicker of some or other. I think I just picked up a key.
Will do.
Gunpowder. Rubble. Alright, looks like we're going back to here and then back to here. Have not been up here. There's a trap right there. You know what? Let's head over here first. Deer, can you spot it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I just walked around it.
Well, that's not nice. Guess that wasn't so hard.
Trap triggered. Shoot. Flamethrower's gloves. +2 dexterity, +2 explosives, +1 arcana, +1 all evocation power levels. Hello, Eothas.
I could go for some shut-eye about now.
Serious
Something I can do, of
burn.
course.
You'll be alright for a moment. I'm sure you're gonna trip another trap in this place. Eothas, what do you have? 25% of misses converted to grazes. Yeah, we're upgrading you. Have these.
I'm honored.
You should be, really. I don't give gloves like that just to anybody. Uh-oh.
Supposing this volcano blows, what are the odds any of us but Gone survives it?
We should move quickly.
But the scenery, it's a very nice looking room. When the warlord spots you, his shoulders stiffen, and he reaches for the mace strapped to his back.
Kith, how is it you have come to be here? Nay, it is of little matter.
I'm not here to fight you.
Your words hold no weight, Kith. Rathun decide their own battles.
His words boom from behind his helmet, all falter, yet he does not strike. With a raised hand, he signals his warriors to wait. Is your pride worth more than the lives of your warriors? Can you afford to lose any more right now?
Think you could fell even one of my warriors?
I've killed quite a few,
You
actually.
may be right. Even one loss is a blow I cannot currently risk. Eothas deserves death, not words. The Defiler God has brought war to Ashen Maw in revenge against Margaret and her Rathun.
Warlord regards you hotly, fire sweat dripping down his neck. The surrounding warriors clang their weapons against their chests or the floor, clamoring for blood.
What is your relation to Eothas, if not to act with him against Margaret?
I've come to ask him about his intentions within the Deadfire.
If you have no plans to defend the Defiler God, then we've no quarrel with you, Kith. We are prepared to assault Eothas at the base of the Maw.
He's gonna whoop your ass. The warlord gestures to the shrine of Magrin behind him.
The shrine will lower us to the sacred Ardra Pillar, where the embodied god now gluts himself.
Let me through. I'll speak with Eothas and convince him to leave this place.
Even if I believed you, I cannot do such a thing.
He shakes his head, his eyes burn, fiercely intent.
We guard the sacred depths of the Maw. None may freely enter.
Well then, let's go together.
Thus the shrine lies dormant, locked without the talk of Bethacton.
He shoves his shoulders back with pride. You mean this thing?
Our High Priestess. The Brenthis is the talk's rightful bearer, but she has yet to return to the keep.
I found you, Brenthis. She's dead.
Then it is as I feared, and as I felt. Her flames have been extinguished. I do not share the Brenthis' ability to commune with Margaret, but I must believe the goddess would will us to fight. We must make a final stand.
If you assault Eothas, you'll be slaughtered.
To die for Margaret is the greatest honor. We live only to protect the goddess and to serve her will.
Suit yourself.
And Margaret has obliterated Eothas before, has she not?
I have the torque.
I heard shouts of your triumph preceding you. It would seem you are unparalleled among your kind. And mine. What became of the ancient? Jorda Fairless? Triumph will be nigh impossible without her.
She ran away as soon as she saw me. She's a coward.
What makes you think something happened to her?
Face beat red, Zodi chokes, pounding on her chest as she struggles for air.
Oh, who needs some old lizard anyway?
Warlord tilts his head as if considering the true meaning to your companion's reaction. Growing distrustful, he tightens his grip on his mace.
You will answer me, Kith, without trickery or lies.
He glowers, impatient. Dragon has forsaken you. He falls silent, the scowlings on his skin flaring hotly. Even with the dragon, that would not improve the chances. Yet he could just backhand that dragon out of the sky. It's not like I was a humongous dragon or anything.
Indeed. I feared the worst when the Brenthis failed to return with the beast. We've no choice. Despite the odds, we'll attack without either's strength.
Shakes his head, the motion grave.
If this is to be our last stand, we must prepare ourselves, either for victory or for sacrifice. Lest Margaret forsake us for our failures. You've earned the right to Fire Shrine, with the talk of the Ether Flame. But we cannot join you as yet, in facing the Defiler.
Even an Ardra Dragon would have little to no chance. Yeah, I mean, there comes a point where your opponent's just too tall to do anything about. Like, you might as well be fighting a skyscraper at this point.
Always seemed real cold to me for a fire god. Like she'd rather see you die struggling than offer help.
You don't have anything else to say, do you? Nah, bye. Alright, save it. You stand before the shrine of Magrin, goddess of flame and war. Lifting your eyes, fiery motes begin to streak across your vision as you stare into the imposing cast of her likeness. For the span of a single breath, everything falls eerily silent. The Rathun behind you fade away. Flames to either side of you flicker higher, dancing without sound, but the heat is real, licking at your skin. The heat is also on. The metal groans as Magrin's statue bends her head to you in greeting.
Watcher, the time does not allow for niceties.
Like you were going to be nice anyway. Her words flow like lava from her lips, like the trails that burble hotly from her eyes. Burble, that's a funny word.
Even now, Eothas gains strength from the spire. What progress have you to report?
Honestly, it is sort of ironic. What would have been the best chance against Eothas' form would be a swarm of Ardra beetles because they eat Ardra. That's actually true. You need a lot of them. But that is actually true. Just like shove them into a giant, or like, you know what, like have like a pit trap or something. It's just full of them. Don't ask me where you get that many, but still. The Rathun are preparing a final assault against Eothas.
Then they will burn to ash and return to the mud kiln from whence they came.
Because then, after they eat Eothas, then you gotta deal with the giant swarm of Audra beetles, and then, what do you do about that? She leans forward, the copper of her corded arms gleaming from the blustering flames. She tugs her sword free from her plinth, and the entire shrine shudders with heat.
Presently, I shall erupt this volcano, and with it, consume Eothas. I suggest you retreat if you at all value your mortal form.
Do you not care about the Rathun at all?
I formed the Rathun to serve, to ward against Kith in order to safeguard Ukaizo. Now they have served me. Their sacrifice is not without honor, as yours, too, will be. Fare thee on, Watcher. My condolences, should you die.
She inclines her head once more in a stalwart farewell. An avatar of the goddess flashes over the imposing statue before you. As the image fades, her absence leaves the shrine cold and deadly silent. Interact with the shrine. Alright, dear, let's see how you can mess this up. Statue of Magran towers above you. Bloodied and battle-ready, the goddess clutches both sword and shield. At the base of the statue, a rectangular iron-slatted altar rests between two unlit braziers. Examine the altar. Slide atop of the altar has been hammered silver water smooth, except for a single circular groove notched deep into the center of the slab. Charred bits of metal, leather, and bones are piled in the interior of the circular groove, the remains of prior offerings to the goddess. Place the torque on the altar. Braziers on either side of the altar flare to life, the red-hot flames shooting high before settling into a steadier, softer burn within the bowls. Lava eddies beneath iron grating in the floor, heating the soles of your feet while the statue herself seems awake, metal groaning, rasping as the shrine moves. Statue of Magran towers over you, eyes flaming, fists gripping her instruments of war. At the base of the statue, rectangular iron-slatted altar rests between two blazing braziers. In the center of the altar, torque of Bithactin brightly burns, an offering to Magran. Leave, because I want to rest real quick.
Stupid farmer! Teach you to pet Nemnak, huh?
Take it outside, guys. Descend into the depths. With a squeal of metal against metal, the entire floor drops a stomach-lurching 5 feet. Chains clang like the toll of a bell as they catch, pounding against the time-worn gears. Then the shrine begins steadily lowering into the maw. As the shrine cranks lower into the maw, Eothas' colossal, Audra-carved dome, neck, and shoulders slowly emerge into view. This close, the god rises up like a mountain, larger than you ever remember having seen him. Energy vibrates from his massive body, and a cacophony of mutterings and shouts from the souls rolling within slam into you, nearly knocking you from your feet. Speak to Eothas.
You're certain he wanted us all to come?
Have you ever seen anything so awe-inspiring? Behold the power of my god.
We're gonna ask your god about you maybe going out on a date with me, because I still haven't gotten that figured out. Whoa.
Watcher, I wasn't sure you'd make it. But there is enough of you in me to grasp that you had a better chance than most. Some would say it's because you have a strong soul. Great deeds come easily to one so spiritually blessed. Or have you become great because of what has been thrust upon you, Watcher of Cadnua? Herald of Berith, Hound of Eothas.
Oh my god. You're really, this can't.
Okay, don't faint. You gonna ask him for an autograph? Jeez.
I see you, Shoti. I am glad that we could meet, even if it is under quite unpleasant circumstances.
This is really happening, right? Gon, your humble priestess is before you. Please, tell me what you require of me. How do I save more lost souls than I can carry in one lifetime?
Face bright red.
Oh. Sweat beating her brow. Shoti stumbles precariously closer to the edge. Lantern rattling, she catches herself. A mere moment before she would have toppled over.
I'll just step aside here and let the professional handle that. Just butt right in, I don't mind.
I know that you have undertaken a noble mission, but I will tell you what I told the Watcher. You need not fear for the lost souls of this world. As for you, Watcher, why is it you believe you have made it this far?
Each of us simply does the best we can. My trials have made me who I am. Each of us simply does the best we can. My trials have made me who I am.
You have done much in this life, it's true. But if it weren't for your past with Theos, with Iovara, you never would have come down this path.
You don't know that.
But you have come a great distance for answers. What would you ask of me, Watcher?
That we have. And I got a request. Down here. God, look how full my lantern is. I've been harvesting day and night for you, my god.
Lantern rattling. Sickle gripped so tight her knuckles are white. She waves her arms over her head as she shouts.
I have no idea who this person is. I've never met her in my life.
My dear Shoti, I do not mean to diminish your presence here, but this is a question that the Watcher needs to answer. He alone was tasked with pursuing me. The gods have placed him in this fire. It is only right that we speak together now.
I need to know why you've come back.
You need to know? Or Berith? Or the gods?
After all you've done, I think every creature lives and breathes on Eora needs to know.
And it would seem even she whose presence shakes the heart of this mountain needs to know.
Magrin is prepared to take drastic measures to stop you.
Margrin fears what I will do, just as she feared what I would do in the Deerwood. But this time, there is no power on Eora or in all of hell to stop me. Understand that what I'm saying is neither a boast nor a challenge. It is the clearest statement of truth I can give you. Give Berith, in the hopes of dissuading you from taking actions that may harm others.
What are you going to do?
Force gods and mortals alike to open their eyes to one another. It seems my sister does not like the sound of that.
Could you be more specific? What are you trying to do?
I want to return the gods to our original purpose, and to allow mortals to worship us, or ignore us, for what we are, not what we pretend to be.
Shoti gasps sharply, for once too stunned to blurt out a response. Her eyes are wild, with too much white showing, when she glances from Eothas to you.
What's that mean? You're gonna tell them the truth?
Adir looks away from Eothas for the moment, his eyes darting back and forth, as if between possible outcomes.
When I entered Widewin, I did so with the intention of illuminating the history of Anguith. I wanted to show all the nations of the Eastern Reach the machines we had used to create ourselves, how we had hidden our true nature from mortals for millennia. But even if I had succeeded, my words would have been easy to deny. Belief creates the foundation upon which a mind's reality is built. Some minds can never let go of that foundation. They would rather hold tight to the world in their mind than accept what they're being told.
Why is it so important that mortals know that the gods came from the Eothas?
We began with a dream that if we provided guidance to mortals, each generation of souls would grow stronger. And if the souls grew stronger, societies would become better, moving ever closer to achieving the potential we believed all mortals have within them. Over 2,000 years have passed. Hundreds of generations have been born, lived, and died. If the world has improved under our guidance, mortals should be prepared to understand the truth. If they have not improved after all of this time, then we have utterly failed in our aims, and there should be a reckoning of our faults. The time has come for a new covenant between gods and mortals. One forged in the light of truth and understanding between our kind. I will leave this place and go to the lost city the Huana call Ukaizo. It is there that all souls pass through the machines of the gods, where all souls pass into the beyond before beginning their next life.
When
I reach that place, I will find our great machines and tear them to pieces. I will smash the great wheel until the lights of hell all gutter and die. And when my work is done, I will leave this world forever.
Where does that leave us? You're ending the rule of the gods?
No, Adair. It is not for me to decide if the gods should remain in power. That will be for your kind, for mortals, to decide.
That's insane. I hope Mogren explodes 2 volcanoes on you for good measure. What?
Both gods and mortals alike rely on the wheel. We depend on it for the souls that give us power. Mortals depend on it for the lives of future generations. Breaking it will force all of us to face the truth. We will fail together or move forward together. Either ending is preferable to the cycle we still find ourselves in.
Hey! You worst
Don't wait!
captain.
Before it's too late! You gotta take the souls I harvested for you!
The
Priest-
priestess
no.
thrusts her light-pulsing lantern outward, as if waiting for Eothas to take it from her.
They are not for me to take. Shodi, you are their guardian now. You are their protector. You have taken responsibility for them, and only you can decide their fate. Once again, the gods have put you in a precarious position, Watcher. Considering all the troubles I have put you through, the least I can do is protect you from the wrath Mogren has intended for me.
It's much appreciated.
Don't thank me yet. This will be particularly difficult for you, Watcher.
When the hell is it?
Guys and gals,
Isn't it?
we are literally being touched by the hand of God right now.
Despite
Squeak!
herself, Shodi squeals. Trembling, she sways on her feet as if she might faint.
You better be sure of what you're doing, Eothas. You better be making things right. Because either way, we're the ones paying the cost.
All that I have done for your sake. If we do not meet again, Adair, please, take care of the Watcher.
Eothas' great hand floats away from the luminous Audra pillar. As it pulls back, for a brief moment you see a golden tether flash into existence between the pillar and the great Titan's back. When the Audra fingers gently cradle you, there is first a sensation of warmth, but it is followed by a harsh splitting of consciousness. Your awareness vacillates erratically between the physical world and the spiritual dimension of Eothas' body. Your soul glides amid the many trapped with Eothas. As your brilliant form passes by them, they call and reach out for help. Below Eothas' body, the volcano erupts. Molten rock rushes over the great Audra body, but does not slow its movement. Rathun rush to higher ground, but cannot outpace the lava, which overwhelms and consumes them as it rises. Your attention returns to the heart of Eothas' body, Deep within the whirling masses of souls, you again sense your own presence. The fragment that was taken from you. This time, you reach out to it as it reaches out to you. You meet somewhere in the great mass of Audra, the rest of the souls fading at the edge of your awareness. We are together again. Are you ready to be together again?
Why wouldn't I be?
Since we've parted, you've become someone else. I have become myself. When we join, we won't be ourselves anymore. Your senses yank back to your body, still in Eothas' hand. There is light, sunlight. He has emerged from Ashen Maw, the rim of the volcano and the great keep of the Rathun collapsing behind him. The Audra is barely visible through the thick lava covering his body, and still, he moves. The ocean is gone, water sucked away, leaving only the bare seabed glistening in an ominous silence. You summon the strength to turn your head. Through the cracks in the great god's fingers, you see a wall of water, taller than Nekataka, taller than Eothas, as tall as the moon. It comes with the rumbling of a terrible stampede. The wave slams into Eothas. His hand closes, protecting you from the devastation. Somewhere in your mind, you hear Andra screaming. You are back inside him. Back with yourself. Are you still the same Watcher who returned the lost souls of the Deerwood to their intended bodies? A light shines within the soul as it observes you. Waiting. I am.
I am, and I will do everything I can to save these poor souls before I am done.
Good. Then this should be easy.
Just the way I like it. Swad is like Eothas. He is essentially going, I don't like how this world works, and I believe it would be better without the gods, without the need for belief, so I'm going to force the world. Either I am proved right, or you all die. Yeah, he is a little bit too forceful for my liking about things.
You feel cool air, seawater. The back of your mind pulls your attention back to your body. Eothas stands amid the now calm waves. Kraken futilely clinging to his limbs as he gingerly sets down your ship with one hand. He carefully opens his other, setting your body on the deck. As your head comes to rest, your vision rocks forward, pulled back into the Audra, back to your soul.
Yeah, be very careful with that ship. That cost me a lot of money, man.
Some of us is lost to him. Fragments and the empty spaces between them. They will always be a part of him. But we are still us. And it's time for us to go. Together.
Why would you want that part to stay? Together.
The soul rushes toward you, flying into you with ferocious speed. You are thrust back through the Audra, out of the palm of Eothas' hand, back into your body.
I can only be more powerful with my full soul.
You can feel the sensation of your skin, the warmth of the Audra, but you are not fully in control. The other soul struggles to reach the surface of the body's consciousness, but you pull it down. Entangled, you float in a dark, boundless expanse. The more you fight each other, the closer you become, until somehow, impossibly, every piece of you is touching every piece of them. Through the distant window of your eyes, you see Eothas push slowly against your ship. Though his touch is light, it is still the touch of a god. The ship lurches, rapidly tearing across the water southward. His hand pulls away from your ship's wake, his body straightening, towering overhead. The volcanic rock, now cooled and gently steaming, sloughs from his body as he moves. The Audra beneath is still immaculate, unmarred. He watches you depart, and you hear a voice in your mind. as you sink deeper into the blackness of sleep.
Tell them what you have witnessed, Watcher. Tell them what is coming.
The windows of your eyes retreat into the distance. The fragment of your soul is so close to you in the darkness that you can't tell if its thoughts are separate from your own. Eothas is going to Ukaizo?
Eothas is going to Ukaizo.
He's going to stop the wheel?
He's going to stop the wheel.
Eothas is going to Ukaizo. Eothas is going to Ukaizo. He's going to stop the wheel. The words repeat in your mind until they become an incessant, meaningless mantra. Involuntary meditation in the emptiness of your unconscious. When the words finally dissolve and become part of the darkness, you see a pinpoint of light. You no longer sense the other soul. No longer sense the person you were before Eothas touched you. You swim toward the light. As you come closer, the light becomes two blurry spots of radiance. You settle in behind your eyes and feel your lips already moving, mumbling. Around your body you sense familiar scents and sounds, voices raised in shock and alarm. You take control of your mouth, opening it wide and drawing a great breath.
Epic. I need some water. A pounding headache drags you most of the way back to your senses. Your vision blurs and an acrid taste fills your parched mouth. Details of the room slowly come into focus, the sounds of an ongoing debate and distant echo.
Are we simply going to wait? What if he never wakes up?
Are those frilled collars stuffed in your ears? If the Watcher's mumblings are right, then Eothas is marching on Ukaizo. We have to move.
In a brief silence, you hear Hazanui Karu's boots scrape against tile as she paces.
He's seizing power from the very gods who betrayed him, destroying the wheel to make sure they never come back.
She shakes her head and chuckles with grim appreciation.
It's a coup, and we have to muster the strength to stop it.
Yeah, let's just get a whole bunch of us together to go stop him. I'm sure we can do it.
The unraveling of Kohopa from Tangaloa is our greatest test from the gods, I say. We must live to deserve the world they make for us.
Onikaza rests her chin on her fist and considers. The assembled leaders turn their attention away from each other in a prolonged and thoughtful silence. At last you feel fully present and steady on your feet. The attention of the room abruptly shifts to you, filling the void with expectant whispers. Why is everyone here?
You're awake. Welcome back, Watcher. Your arrival in the wake of the eruption at Magrin's Teeth was alarming. You shared a great deal while you were asleep. We aren't sure what to make of it.
Hopefully I didn't say anything too personal.
It seems you've been talking in your sleep about Eothas' plan to destroy the wheel. Our friends here are understandably concerned.
He looks around awkwardly at the assembled leaders.
Join our talks, I say. Rational discussion will gust away the ominous smoke rising from Ashen Maw.
Onikaza gestures to you with an open palm.
The Deadfire is no stranger to cataclysm. We can survive by cleaving to a shared purpose, a greater good, Akira.
She looks to each of the envoys in turn.
For what else did the gods place us here? We who have ships and resources enough to make a difference.
Castell glances around the room at the gathered parties, his brows climbing.
What we need is brass. Rawatai has ships and cannons aplenty, but the only way I'm sending them is if...
She breaks off at the boom of a door slamming open, and commotion echoes from the entrance hall. As everyone turns toward the noise, her hand strays to her gun. Sound of approaching footsteps grows in volume as a courier scrambles into the throne room, panting and glistening with sweat. His mouth opens and closes like a fish gasping desperately for breath.
Ships have formed a blockade around Queen's Berth. Their commander demands parley with Serpent's Crown.
What? But what about our ships? I must get a message through to the captains.
For what do our enemies paint a target on their hull? This is a stirring bid for my attention.
Ukaizo narrows her gaze past the open door.
Send word to my water shapers to drain the sea around the flagship. I would parley on better terms than this.
Ukaizo begins to rise, but the courier speaks up ahead of her.
My queen! They fly the colors of pirates! The Principe are...
Well, what have we here?
A confident voice booms from the open door. I haven't seen you in a while. I actually completely forgot about you. Motley sailors who don't hold the Juana guards at bay with drawn weapons take in some of the more opulent decorations with avid interest. One pirate separates out from the fold, sauntering boldly forward.
Forgive me, lovesome, but it looks like you're having a party. A rather fine one to which you didn't invite me.
She winks, soulnet glinting in the light as she cocks her pistol high above her head.
You painted vagrants are a plague on my tribes. Why should I not hang you from the walls of my garden?
Ukaizo grips the handrest of her throne as if ready to vault up and attack.
You should be asking yourself how they got in here in the first place.
She glowers in the direction of the throne.
Oh, I do love when they squabble. But I'm here for neither pleasantries nor entertainment. We've bigger fish to fry. Or should I say gods?
A determined-looking guard inches closer to Aldi's from the edge of the court. Without looking, the Principe captain swivels her pistol to aim straight at his chest.
Now everyone just calm down. I promise we won't fire on you at this time. Unless firstly provoked. That is, until once we've safely absconded from the city back to the high seas.
She grins magnanimously.
Then all bets are off again. Aye?
Yes, well, if you have a point, pirate, I suggest you reach it quickly.
We're supposed to take a bunch of pirates at their word?
She crosses her arms, the wooden hand groaning.
Right you are. However...
Narrow-eyed look she settles on the room is more than a little bloodthirsty.
I'm here because I've got questions, ones that can't wait. And the lovesome watcher's the only one likely to answer them nicely.
I am very polite. Well, those two are very pessimistic. If we want to reach Ukaizo, we'll need every ship at our disposal.
Ukaizo? What's the lost city of gold got to do with a god on a rampage?
Using the barrel of her gun, she tips her hat back curiously. Eothas is going to break the reincarnation cycle.
Well, fuck if that doesn't put things into perspective. But what's that even mean in the long run? Folks who die won't be coming back again.
You can't just arrive late and expect me to explain everything. Their souls will be trapped in the... Wait. Their souls will be trapped in the in-between.
This is all dark and foreboding sounding. But what's it mean for my soul? I mean, I like the idea of pirating throughout the great beyond as much as the next gal. But if, say, I got no awareness after I die, does it even matter what happens?
Ak, of course you have no interest past that of your eyes and your stomach. Let us speak now of what can be done. Must be done. Watcher, you know best of all of us what our options are.
Our only hope is to reason with him.
If he's heading to Ukaizo, then the time for speeches is over. We have to act quickly. Defending Ukaizo is the highest priority.
A pensive, focused look sharpens the lines of her face. She scratches her cheek with the fingers of her wooden hand.
Our ships are fast and well-equipped. We could sail to the edge of Ondra's mortar. See if Eothas' passage opens a way through the storms.
She narrows her eyes, watching the others.
Of course, finding Ukaizo once we're through is another matter.
I can sense at this Ondra's mortar. My soul calls out from inside him.
That's so. You just might be able to save us.
She scratches her chin, an eager glimmer in her eyes.
We speak of collectively sailing for Andra's Mortar, but this crown will not support any plan that involves a single outsider ship landing on the shores of Ukaizo.
A hush falls across the room as Ukaizo makes her proclamation.
It is for this moment that the gods test me. Anyone who seeks to cross Andra's Mortar will learn that the gates of Ukaizo are the end of compromise with the Huana.
Can everyone agree to an armistice while we work through this crisis?
I don't mean to let Eothas end us while we bicker. But the fate of Ukaizo is not exclusively a Huana concern.
I think I'm getting the gist of it now.
She rubs the barrel of her gun under her jaw thoughtfully, then she crooks you a cunning grin.
While these witless princocks go at each other's throats, we Principi will cut through the storms and plunder the City of Gold. Whatever Eothas is seeking in those ruins, we'll find it, and then we'll sell it to the highest bidder. That, or me and mine will have front row seats to the end of the world.
If the Huana cannot take back our beginning, then our end fast approaches. The gods will judge us by our devotion to Ukaizo.
Are you going to guard it as closely as you've guarded your palace today?
She shoots a meaningful stare at the pirates.
Ukaizo was yours once, and you lost it. Meanwhile, the storms that cover Andra's Mortar plague Rauatai too. We will help the Watchers stop Eothas, but we will not leave our country's future in soft hands. We hope the Watcher agrees.
She nods to you.
Watcher, there are two kinds of people in the Deadfire. Those who have called it home since time immemorial, and opportunists.
Ukaizo glares at the assembled dignitaries.
With Ukaizo under our control, the Huana would restore order as it has not been seen since the days of our ancestors.
She nods slowly, holding her gaze all the while.
Order. And the only question is whether it will be the order of ignorance and tradition, or else of conquest. The secrets to be found in Ukaizo could elevate us all beyond the telling. I will not relinquish that dream so easily.
With that, Castol turns to stride away, his shoulders set in a rigid line. Without as much as a final farewell, Aldis tips her head to her armed crew, and the pirates withdraw as swiftly as they arrived.
Watcher, I say the time to play at freelancing is at an end. Any of us could get you to Ukaizo, but only one of us will stand by your side.
Studying you carefully, Ukaizo nods and gestures for her attendants to clear the room. So I have a choice to make, I guess, then.
Watcher, while we have the chance.
Forge alliances or prepare your ship for a hard voyage. See, now I'm in a problem. I have 5 options. Side with Huana, side with the Deadfires, side with the Valians, side with Principi, or go alone without support from anyone else but your crew. Let's see what the prince has to say.
I say it is not every day that a ship pulls into port from Margaret's teeth. You are not too singed, I hope.
Aruhi looks you up and down, clearly impressed.
Our enemies scramble for Ukaizo, dropping all pretense of strategy in their panic and haste.
Sighing, Aruhi gestures for you to speak freely. I have questions about you and Huana.
Ikera, both topics I know well.
I want to know more about Ukaizo.
My sister would say that Ukaizo is the birth canal of the tribes, and we are destined to return and discover ourselves again.
Maybe I should just say screw all these people and go myself.
Ask Onikaza if you would know more. She is the family historian. I am the family arsenal.
How does the caste system work in Nekataka?
It is the same in the city as anywhere in the Deadfire. Mataru judge our souls at birth and organize us for the survival of the tribe. I am not the first to say it, but Nekataka has more walls than beaches, more roads than clearings, and more people than fish.
If you side with Huana, Maya and Pelagina leave. If you side with Deadfire, Pelagina and Takehu will leave. If you side with the Valiant Trading Company, Maya and maybe Takei who leave. If you side with the Principe, nobody will leave, but you know, side with pirates. If you go alone, nobody leaves. Yeah, I'm leaning towards going alone then. My party got me here in the end. That's how I'm looking at it. All these guys want to do is fight about land. Like, priority here is that this dude's gonna do some crazy shit that goes well beyond what they're arguing about. Going alone is arguably one of the worst. Oh, shoot. Do you mean like worst endings in that, like, I have a chance at dying in the end? Or worst endings in that it's just a crappy ending?
Nowhere in the city does a Raparu sit around the same fire as a Mataru. Nekataka tests our traditions, I say.
Don't you see that as a contradiction?
What man or woman of the Isles does not?
Ruhi chuckles and shakes his head. The Deadfire becomes an all-out war. Choosing a side, does that mean that one side will have an upper side, meaning that any fighting is over quick?
Our ancestors built this place. We are the hermit crab who occupies a fallen shell. It is for my sister and her priest to judge the fit.
What do you think your sister's rule?
We agree on much, I say. The prosperity of the Juana, our burden to appease the gods. In the trading companies, Onikaza sees Worika testing us, weighing who deserves the Isles. I see Ngate sending krakens of gold and iron against our ship, but arming us with a single harpoon.
Yeah, I wouldn't side with the Principe. Because obviously, I've gotten along with Audi so far. But obviously, they're just going to care about mayhem in the end. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not going to side with the pirates. I may still go by myself. Because, okay, it's going to become an all-out war. Let them all do their thing. Someone's going to get screwed in the end either way. Going along with Principe and supporting Ferrante is actually a really good ending. Which is something I might have to do at some point on another playthrough. It's actually, Ferrante should be pissed off at me now anyway, because I didn't do what he wanted me to do at Crook's Spur. You don't seem to think much of trading companies.
My sister has mastered the diplomat's tongue, and I am foolish to give her frustrations a loud voice.
Yeah.
But Akira, I pray every day that Ngati tests the outsiders against her tallest waves and longest serpents. Akira, as the largest and most prosperous of the Deadfire tribes, the Kahanga have some authority to speak for the others.
I don't think you're actually saying anything new here.
Onikaza and I are large. It is the same in the city as I'm not the first to say it. Nowhere in the city does a Raparu sit around.
Back to my other questions.
Speak on, I say.
Farewell. So I guess you just wanted to say hi then. Yeah, I'm considering doing this alone. People are gonna die either way. Yeah, more people are gonna die with all-out war. But I'm almost looking at it as let them handle whatever they want to handle after. You need the sails, which you already have, in a Blackwood hull, which requires 5 Blackwood logs, which you can find around a map. There are only 5 logs, you need all of them. How many do I have? Is that something that's in my... Oh great, I need one more. I wonder, I'd have to figure out where those are at. I just got one recently, I think, from somewhere. So I swear I remember picking one up. Unless I find that final log, I have to choose a side. I might have to look up where it's at. Because I'm thinking I'm going to go by myself. Everybody here has got their own interest in mind, and my whole deal is, alright, let's do something about this whole Eothas thing, and then if you guys want to fight over whatever afterward, that's your business. Probably going to have to, otherwise I'll walk around forever trying to figure out where that log is. This is a big-ass world. It's a boring, easy solution. Hold up, let's see what Ukaizo has to say.
Ukaizo. We are actually going to Ukaizo.
Ukaizo turns his colorless gaze towards you, unfocused but full of concern.
The tribes will look to me to bridge our past and our future. A heavy responsibility, I say.
How about what you want?
What do I want?
Ukaizo looks down, repeating the question under his breath.
The praise they showered on Ngati's chosen. Until now, it all seemed an empty gesture. Never a promise that I could fulfill. I was the toast of Neketaka. But all of that is behind me. I must turn away from delights and think of the tribes.
I will say if I do side with the side, it's probably going to be on Ukaizo.
Ukaizo will show us the way. The tribes will find themselves again.
He touches a spot on his forehead, his gaze unfocused with a momentary sense of awe.
I would discover what our ancestors forgot. The Covenant is more important than ever.
The tribes are unified but vulnerable. Ukaizo can make them strong again. Remember what you can from Ukaizo, but let the tribes find their own way. Ukaizo belongs to all the people of the Deadfire. You have a duty to serve them.
I will give it thought. There is time enough for that, at least.
He nods, weighing your words with care.
Ukaizo should be the discovery of our lifetime. With the trading companies and the Principe ready to descend on each other, I wish the island had kept its secrets a while longer.
She lets out a weary sigh. The world around you darkens, and once again you feel an insistent tug for your attention, pulls centering from Ukaizo's soul surrender.
It pains me to see my boy so conflicted. Questions tear at his heart, and the ache reaches me even here.
Andra props her jaw on her fist to regard you coolly.
If you continue to encourage him, his life will grow more complicated. He will be the savior his people want. Someone to drag their past into the present.
She shrugs as if the distinction is nothing to her.
Empires have fallen since I favored the Huana with power and wisdom. How they wield it is their choice. Just see that my boy comes to no harm.
Before you have a chance to react, Andra claps her hands and your surroundings assert themselves once more.
There is much to consider, and little time to decide our course. I fear that we will see the path before us before we are ready to walk it.
Let's be off. So if I do go with Ukaizo, because I'm also interested in seeing what happens if I take a side with me. I would lose Maya and Pelagina, who I haven't actually used in a long time. It's not like I can't get by without them. I wonder how pissed they'll be. Deadfire Company. All right. I'm gonna take a faction. This is because their quest when you side with them is fucking awesome and out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere. So you would say that one is the most awesome. Because since it's going to be a while since I play this again, maybe I'll just go with the most awesome option. If the Kehu comes out, Fishman smells terrible. That's not nice, Nemnok. I take the Kehu out, I can replace him with somebody easy enough. Alright. Go with your option then.
So the crown granted your master an audience. How did it go?
I got no problem with the Deadfire. Deadfire was, that one dude too, and I liked him. I think it was. Yeah, wasn't that Catrol, or am I thinking of someone else?
They're still out there. Will no one help me? Perhaps in a day or two.
The one dude to roll mom. So wait a minute, that would be no, it's not the gauntlet. Where's the Deadfire even at? Is it in Queen's Birth? Brass Citadel. Alright, let's firstly, hold up. I want to do something real quick. I want to do something real quick here. And yeah, I gotta turn in those quests. Good looking out, because I'd forgotten about that. I've received an important missive from Captain Ferrante. My dearest Watcher, a god with an agenda tends to put things into perspective. Now more than ever, it is imperative we commandeer the floating hangman, if only so that we may chase Eothas to Ukaizo. I have called a meeting of the Consuaglo Miss Casitas. Please sail to Dunwich and join us as swiftly as the winds will bring you. Is that something I can do, even if I take a side, or no? Like, if I go to the Deadfire, is that, like, quest that he just gave me closed off to me, or no? Just out of curiosity. Stuart would like to speak to you. Well, that's good, because I was actually going to have a talk. Stuart wants to speak to start the quest for Secret Slayer Survivor, okay. Actually, I wanted to come here to see Sodi real quick.
If you will.
Wait. Alright, well, I might as well have this conversation at least. Yes, Stuart.
Some of the hands discovered an unusual crate in the ship's hold.
How did a crate get into my ship unnoticed?
Unfortunately, the ship lacks the defensive fortifications of Cadnua. A crate could have been slipped aboard at any of our ports of call, assuming it wasn't placed among our goods as we took on supplies.
What kind of crate?
It is roughly a yard to a side and labeled beans. The hands who noticed it were tasked by the cook to bring up ingredients for the evening's stew.
No beans in the crate, then. Wave of affirmation rolls from the steward, the spiritual equivalent of a nod. I'll look into it later.
The hand left the crate in the hold if you wish to examine it.
And dialogue. Alright. Shoot, you're upstairs. I'm looking for Sodi real quick. We had a conversation earlier, and I just want to see if she says anything. Where the hell are you at? Usually you're out here, Maya. Ramdam. Did I miss you downstairs? Talk with Tkehu, Maya, and Pelagina. Alright. Okay, there you are, Shodi.
Yeah? Tell me what's on your mind?
How are you feeling?
Not a one. I never knew nothingness could feel no need to fiddlefoot around. I'm listening. I'm glad we talked.
Might not be a romance with her in the end. She won't dig me for some reason. Alright. Tkehu, Maya, and Pelagina. Pelagina.
Is there something you wanted to talk about? You only have to ask.
What's your opinion on what's happening with Eothas? She lets out a wry laugh, her golden eyes twinkling.
I have to give Eothas credit. He is the only one of his kind to see how corrupt and self-serving the gods are.
Should have gone with Maya. Ah, well, sometimes you shoot your shot, sometimes you miss.
Even better, his plan, mad as it is, must be sending the rest of his kind into a fit. Their days are numbered, and there is nothing they can do to stop what is coming.
Pelagina is, like, sinister as hell in this game. Aren't you concerned about Eothas stopping the wheel?
Not at all. Anomancers will fix what the gods have perverted, and the Republics will lead the way.
Ah, yeah, she would have. Shooting humor.
With any luck, in a few generations, the names of the gods will be forgotten entirely.
Sodi bites at her bottom lip, beating it with blood. Farewell. Yeah, that's true too. Alright, Aloth, dear. Maya's upstairs. Naya. Tkehu must be up there too. It's Maya. Excuse me.
So, it's to be Ukaizo. The last great arena of this contest. If you believe that sort of thing.
Maya glances away, sniffling.
Planting a flag in the sands of Ukaizo is a great way to hang a target on your back.
We set sail for Eothas, not an island.
Glad to hear that a practical opinion can still shout over the masses. I just want to know that we're doing this for the right reason. So far, I'm unconvinced. Until I see Ukaizo for myself, it's a bedtime story. Let the poets hang their hopes on a dream. Rauatai's navy should be better than this.
Tkehu raises his finger to speak up, slowly lowers it. What does Ukaizo mean to you?
Ukaizo has fooled everyone into sacrificing and compromising for the ultimate prize of what? Getting there first? Even if we succeed, not everyone's gonna make it back to sing the tale of lost Ukaizo.
You didn't add a menagerie and upgrade the captain's quarters to your ship yet? No, I didn't. I actually forgot about that. I remember seeing that in the, shop, but I never did it. I'll have to do that. I have all this money. Actually, I have a lot of stuff to sell. Sounds like you have personal reservations.
Ukaizo isn't a fortress in the path of shipping lanes. We don't even know if this mythical island has any defensive value.
Maya throws her arms up. Shiza dances back with ruffled feathers and an irritated squawk.
When this campaign is spread across razor-thin margins, how does the company plan on sustaining a garrison half the world away in uncharted seas?
Takehu has the same voice as Thor from Marvel's The Avengers, the game, literally the same voice actor. Oh hell, you know what? Yeah, and I can recognize it too because I've watched somebody stream the Avengers game a little bit. Damn. Voice actors get around a lot. Sometimes after I beat a game, I like to go and look it up on Wiki and just look and see who did the voices, see what else they did. Because you find all kinds of crazy, like, deals where somebody voiced somebody you didn't know they did.
All the powers imagine that Ukaizo is a symbol for control, and they're willing to bet everything that they're right.
Ukaizo means something different to everyone, all the more reason to get there first.
If only to prove them all wrong at once. Thanks for letting me squawk in your ear like a Shiza after too much shark meat. I needed that.
Maya sighs and cracks her neck with both hands. Let's be off. Takehu, you're right here. Shaking his head, Takehu seems uncertain of where to place his focus. He draws and expels heavily, whistling breaths through his nose. Do you want to talk?
To my tribe, the Water Shapers were keepers of the past. Our connection to the ancestors.
His speech rises in intensity, though he doesn't seem aware of it.
How the guild heaped praise on Ngati's chosen. How they congratulated themselves for acquiring me, I say. My cage was a gilded one. Their dragon, he was not so lucky.
I see your point, they used you both.
The guild teaches a likeness of Ngati's art. For shame. But they posture before outsiders like masters of old.
He holds up an authoritative finger, breathing heavily.
To inspire the world with Ngati's gift. This is my calling.
Guild needs you more than you need them. Go your own way.
None of this changes how I feel when I practice the forms. Like swimming over an ocean trench, I say.
He crosses his arms over his chest and sighs.
But Pariki twisted my art into a perversion. An echo of what it should be. The guild must change for the Huana to grow. I say that as Ngati's message delivered through her son's mouth.
What do you plan on doing about it?
I will bring a change not seen since the days of our ancestors.
Takehu thumbs his chin, considering.
Our legends speak of the covenant with Ngati, one that defined the tribes for generations. The ancestors gave her unwavering devotion, and she gave them a gift.
Takehu sighs and lazily scoops a palmful of water droplets from the air. They form a rough approximation of an anglerfish.
Losing Ukaizo severed our connection to the gods. Over time, their gifts diminished.
The anglerfish turns belly up and puffs into vapor.
The tribes have never needed Ukaizo more. With Ngati's blessing, I would bring Ukaizo to them.
Tell me what you know of Ukaizo.
An island, a city, a dream. The best of our people, before Cataclysm buried it under ash and waves. Others call it the heart of the Huana Empire. More still, call it home.
What would you expect to find on Ukaizo?
The bleached bones of the past? Lewd sculptures? No one knows what the Huana left behind. And there is little enough for us to guess by.
And God gave you water shaping.
Akira, talent like mine was once effortless, I say. Our birthright as Huana.
He smooths back his hair, his hands coming way damp.
Our ancestors could raise islands or divide the seas. No warship could stand against us. Now only a fraction of us remember.
He wipes his palm dry, frowning all the while. It's a good thing we know where Ukaizo is.
I say it is obvious now that Ngati brought me into the world to do this for the Huana.
He frowns, uncertain about his comfort with the idea.
Whatever we find, what better crew than friends to find lost Ukaizo on treacherous seas? Akira?
He makes a sweeping gesture, grinning all the while.
Sounds fun. Akira. Right, Ishi?
If you be taking requests, a few more beautiful lads and lasses wouldn't hurt none. Provided they possess the basic know-how of knots, navigation, cannon powder and such.
Seraphim counts off the qualifications on his fingers.
Captain, you have let the handsome fish do all the talking. I needed this. Thank you.
It's no problem, Takara.
Takara, let us be off.
Road around you darkens. Once again, you feel Andra.
My handsome fish is intimidated by his own potential. How upsetting for him.
There around you feels thick with moisture. Andra leans forward in her throne.
See the anxiety that takes shelter behind his confident smile? He has worn that since he was old enough to swim.
Actually, that says crawl, but okay.
I could always plant the Covenant in his dreams, but that would spoil the fun of Ukaizo. My final test with Juana. Help him to rise up from crawling. Help him to stand and walk as a man. As a god.
Presence draws away and watery fingers lightly brush the nape of your neck.
Still with us, Captain? I had no desire to bore you with my inane chatter.
Ku smirks, eyeing you with concern. Let's be off.
Nemnock hopes your boat sinks.
Screw you, you little son of a bitch. You're lucky you're useful. You guys don't have anything to say, do you, while I'm here?
What's on your mind?
Talk to me about Burn.
Well, we got him out of there. That's the most important thing. But he is all alone out there, and that's what got him into trouble to begin with. I hope this time it's different. I hope he makes connections, finds something to do with himself. I worry, though.
Let's get moving. Aloth?
You look like you have something on your mind.
That's all. Alright. Let's go to the store real quick. Actually, while I'm here, yeah, let's go to the store real quick. We'll switch out to Ku for Maya. Bye-bye. Hello. I'm gonna have to level you up in a bit. Supply. Captain's quarters. I'm assuming I just need one of these, right? Wouldn't make much sense to buy 62 captain's quarters. Menagerie. Trade. Got them. Need to do stash. Just keep my books for now. And let's get this stuff. Like anchors or helm. Do they do anything of note? I got all the money in the world, I might as well. Just get rid of these. That. Oh yeah, definitely have all the money in the world. Do increase speed and help in events. Alright, so living steel anchor. Lurker helm and rudder. What's a blight lantern? Guess I can add that up on there. Actually, what's the difference between that? Plus 5M combat speed. 5M combat speed. Wait a minute. Okay, there's more up here then. So the sails. Living steel anchor. Oh, okay, they match. I see what's going on. Hold up then. Let's get the Umarin steel. That sounds nifty. Arcane lanterns are next to it. We'll get that. We'll drop that. Let's see what this looks like. I was just gonna see what they had in there. Alright, so I picked up Menagerie, which goes there, it looks like. Yes. Captain's quarters. Yes. Steel anchor. Helm. And arcane lanterns. Doesn't change visuals, just sounds better to have the same. Yeah, I like to have things match too. It's my organizational side. Ooh, that lantern looks nice at night. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot.
Bird! Bird, bird, bird! You bow to Nemnock!
That does look neat, but that is absolutely my favorite thing I bought there. That lantern is neat. Makes us look kind of evil, even though we're not really. Makes us look intimidating in the dark. So here's our captain's crew. Do you have anything to say? Need something, Captain? Oh, that's right. Now we got all of our pets hanging out here. Well, most of them anyway. Oh, they got little pet beds and hay. That's neat. Vela doesn't have enough unique lines. Yeah, she's just kind of there. Still happy I kidnapped her, though. It's going to be one of the things I remember most about this whole playthrough between all the games is kidnapping the kid. Alright, so we bought that stuff. We switched our party around. Sold everything. Saved her. Yeah, you're right. Something funny about saying you kidnapped her, though. Deadfire merchant. Deadfire merchant. Want a captain. Alright, let's, shoot. Wait, let me double check. I think there's something in Queensburg to turn in. Seeker Slayer. Ain't worried about you. Honor among thieves. Ain't worried about that. Skipping ahead. What about this skipping ahead thing? Am I still ignoring that for now? Fleetmaster Wyoko in a Brass Citadel. Okay, let's go there. Brass Citadel, Fleetmaster's office. It's linked to the Valiant quest. Ah, okay. I got you now. So I can just pretty much ignore that one then.
To leave Nemnock alone.
My favorite privateer. Clear skies.
Barunga's ship went down with all hands.
It is satisfying to see one of our island cousins humbled for a change. May the others take this as an example.
Wyoko winces to see hefts a bag of coins and passes it to you. 4,000 copper.
Privateer, you served Rauatai with distinction. No more could possibly be asked of you.
Koyo snaps his arms over his chest, his lip quivering with pride. It's been a pleasure, Koyo. Alright, that's done. Now, skipping ahead. That is in Queen's Birth. Sacred Stair, Serpent's Crown. Yeah, we'll head to, doesn't matter. Alright, let's go. Get out of here. Fix my order, by the way. And I gotta level up Maya. Maya, you're in the back. Let's level you up real quick. Stealth, diplomacy. Heartseeker. Ranger fires a powerful, unerring shot with a ranged weapon, striking all characters in a line with increased damage and penetration as well as enfeebling them. Primary attack enfeebled for 20 seconds. Hell yeah. Shadowed Hunters. Ranger and animal companion both actively conceal themselves, vanishing from sight until they attack. While invisible, both the ranger and their companion receive healing and reduce hostile effect durations. That could be useful. Ranger's weapons... Ranger's weapon attacks interrupt on crits. That sounds like a good one. Distraction training. Ranger has trained their companion to use their mobility and quickness to outmaneuver enemies in combat. When an enemy misses a ranger's animal companion with a melee attack, that enemy receives a penalty to their deflection. Let's give you that. Next. Alright. Sacred Stair first. I think that's at the, I think that's just in Sacred Stair.
Nemnock.
Karu.
I know you were expecting different from Eothas. I was too.
I just thought for sure I'd have my answers. Now I don't know what to do.
You'll figure something. Something will feel right to you.
Guess I might will then. Thanks.
Man, I ended their romance for nothing.
Incense? Offerings for the temple?
Excuse me, I ran past her. Oh, I did run past you.
Hunter, do you come to serve your coin bond?
I do. Here, have this head. I've been holding it for a while. His flames have been extinguished.
There is great power in a promise kept, and great rewards.
4,000 copper.
You have served your coin bond with distinction. Go and line your pockets with riches exchanged for promises fulfilled. I will do the same.
Nice doing business with you, Akaro. Maya and Zodi can have a romance, so... that's a shame. That actually would have been neat to have party members having a romance. You know, you two can get together right now if you want. I've technically not done anything to stop you two from having a relationship. Alright, Serpent's Crown. Where was that one at? Just in Serpent's Crown. Serpent's Crown, Serpent's Crown, accept. If you really kiss up the Zodi in future conversations. Now, if the opportunity presents itself, I'll go for it, but
Nemnock needs healing.
Have to see what happens. Is this the old lady?
Shiza, you bow to Nemnock. Do it now.
Go ahead and eat him if you want.
What say,
Is she?
Hunter?
One rebellion cut off the root.
Then the gods truly did not want Amoru to lead the Kahanga. Pity he learned the hard way.
Nangata tucks the head aside and passes you payment. 6,000 copper.
You do good work, Hunter, but the bounties have dried up. That is a spring which time always replenishes in its course, I say.
Nice doing business with you, Nangata. Alright, the bounties are done. Now we gotta get Queen's Birth. Get the map thing turned in. I'll never get over how funny they look when they're running. And fast forward. Especially a deer. Sansa's Map Emporium. Maya got her last level, good timing.
Welcome back, welcome back. It is a pleasure to see you once again. Tell me, how is the sailing? Smooth? Nothing to delay your expedition, I hope.
Now, should I guess it doesn't matter if I talk to whatever side I'm taking here before I do the DLC, the rest of them, does it? Because I probably can just still do DLC before I go to Ukaizo.
How might I assist you?
I've got some material for your book.
We're so close. There's only one corner of the map left.
Sansa fusses briefly with his pockets and his belt before handing you a bulging coin purse.
Only it's for good reason. The waters in those parts are... Well, this region is probably why I had so much trouble finding help before you came along. Time to set out for the Razai Passage, out to the northwest. There are several islands out there nobody's done more than Ogolat from afar. I know you can do better. I'll be waiting.
Yeah, I think I did too.
Welcome back, welcome back. How might I assist you?
I've got some material for you.
Wow. I've always wondered what was over there. I made a list. Fire giants, giant fire ants, fire snakes wasn't on there. Wait. This means you've done it. You've really done it. Oh, I could kiss you.
But you won't. Wink anytime. Don't.
This is going to put both our names in the history books. I am sure of it.
Enjoy your legacy as a footnote.
Maya chuckles and elbows you in your ribs.
I'm nearly done putting everything together. Come back later and I'll give you the very first copy of the Explorer's Guide to the Deadfire.
7,000 copper, that's how you get paid. Forgetful Knight. Ship drink. Maya, actually before I level you up, I forgot, I have something for you. Here. New cloak for you.
I'll put this to good use.
I hope you do. Alright, level you. Stealth, diplomacy. And I'm giving you Shadowed Hunters. And have a crossbow. Forgetful Knight is a strong buff. Minus 20% damage taken, plus 10% damage, minus 3 dexterity. Yeah, I can't see that actually being pretty good, come to think of it. Especially the minus 20 damage taken. Gee, damn, that is pretty powerful. Gonna have to hold on to that. Especially if I decide to go ape shit later on and try to kill a mega boss or something, which I probably won't be able to do, but I kind of want to see how bad they are. You receive a letter bearing the seal of the Valiant Trading Company and Flawn Alet's terrible handwriting. Flawn Alet's crabbed handwriting makes much of this missive difficult to read. Watcher, I hope this message finds you in good health. We have made our adjustments to the machines. We are ready to make another attempt at your transportation. Please make your way to the Spire as soon as you are able. I believe we have it this time. Your partner in discovery, Flawn Alet. First step on a Valiant Trading Company. Yeah. Alright, so I guess we will go to the Brass Citadel. Have our chat. With Deadfire. Brass Citadel. Alright, where's this at? Gunsmith, Officer's Lounge. Oh, you're in the Imperial Command, I believe. I think you're down here. Save before we do it. Okay. I'll make an actual save. Save.
Cuts me down with a word.
Save. Okay. This game wasn't done loading yet. Upper floor.
Fine with him.
Good to see you again.
It's not you. Oh, okay, I remember you now. She stopped pacing, but she keeps glancing out the window as if expecting to see Eothas himself. What do you mean?
Our engineers believe there's something unnatural about the storms of Andra's mortar, and the ones that have made Rauatai a rain-lashed rock. If Ukaizo really exists, it could be the key to understanding them and stopping them. Just as you saw at Poko Kahara, the Eothas were masters of engineering, and with the knowledge of Ukaizo, we could surpass them.
She watches you through eyes as bright as embers. A cool draft moves through the room, but a fever-slick sheen of sweat glazes her forehead. Ukaizo was originally the Huana capital.
You think they could have achieved this?
She snorts a stream of smoke.
Where have you seen anything this ambitious among their works? The Eothas, on the other hand, left monuments to their greatness around the world.
Last time you underestimated the Huana, you lost the tenets of iron.
We won the Battle of Nakaro Atoll. The sinking of our ship was a child's tantrum.
Her face darkens.
They build nothing in these glorious islands, and they resent us when we do. Does Rauatai not also deserve the chance to flourish?
Then you've got to seize this opportunity while you can. Wait. Just don't trample the Huana in your rush for Ukaizo.
This isn't about ill will toward the Huana. It's about pulling our people from the mud and stabilizing Deadfire while we're at it. We could truly transform Rauatai. No more flooded cities. No more harvests washed from the fields.
She takes a draw on her pipe. There's a pensive but focused quality to her gaze, as though she could see this bright future in the rising smoke. Your actions will change at Deadfire too. Have you considered the consequences?
The archipelago is a lawless mess. It needs to be broken and rebound. The same way you heal a misaligned bone.
Eothas tenses his fingers and smiles.
I can help you reach Eothas. But first, I must prepare for the world we'll all live in after you confront him.
She looks out the window as if assessing the lands beyond it.
Okaya's engineers are working on something that will get us to Ukaizo. But a final matter remains before we can deploy it.
She watches you carefully.
You've been invaluable to us, so I hope you won't balk at what I have to ask for next. I want your help with the final operation, but you should know that it will likely turn the other powers against you. I must have your unconditional support before I can disclose the details. And once I do, there will be no turning back.
She clasps her hands and fixes you with an unblinking gaze. Even the smoke hanging in the air seems to be frozen in place, awaiting your answer. One of the reasons you like siding with the Royal Deadfire Company, we saved their entire homeland by doing it. You've sold it to me. I'm with you no matter what.
Then you must kill Queen Onekaza II.
Holy shit.
Oh, what a relief to finally see that bottle uncorked.
Damn, do I gotta kill her tigers too?
Wait, which queen was that?
Eyes wide, she waves her hands in the air, an obvious signal of distress. Oh, Sodi's not thrilled with this.
Are you to decide the fate of nations, Karu? And the lives and deaths required of them? This sounds disturbingly familiar.
Eothas shakes his head at the Hazanui. Adir seems pleased about all that.
I don't ask this lightly. But while the Queen holds court, pirates and Valian profiteers close in.
Close in.
And my countrymen back in Rauatai see their homes and crops washed away by storms. I know this isn't how you'd like to do things, but it comes down to this: the continued decline of Deadfire or its sudden transformation. This is the only way to forge a stable future for Rauatai or the Deadfire. And I need you to help us achieve it.
She's as still and rigid as her wooden hand. I don't understand why you need Queen dead.
The Huana are a fractured culture, and the Kahanga monarchy is the last tendon holding it together. The Queen and her predecessors have been ineffectual figureheads for generations. They've left their people vulnerable to the predations of slavers, pirates, and, yes, foreign powers.
She holds her hands out and counts the items off on her wooden fingers. I will say I am intrigued to see how this happens.
Once we depose the Queen, we will rebuild Deadfire into something stronger and sturdier.
And I have been one hell of a saint throughout this whole game. I need to remind people I'm a barbarian. What exactly is your plan?
On my signal, the cannons of the Brass Citadel will fire, and our ships will bombard Queen's Birth. That should draw enough attention away from the palace to allow you to infiltrate.
Her shoulders relax and there's an intent gleam in her eye.
And if I know the Queen, she'll wait out the danger on the roof of the palace.
She nods to herself before looking back at you.
I advise caution and stealth. The Queen will send many of her soldiers to the harbor, but those that remain will be on high alert.
You're going to attack a harbor full of innocent people.
We are going to sink Valian ships and damage their infrastructure. Trust me, I want to avoid casualties. I'm sending you to assassinate the Queen because I don't want to massacre her people.
She lowers her head, watching you for understanding. And a prince?
Attacking him will likely raise the alarm, and the Queen is your main target. Still, losing him would be a blow to the One, should it come to that.
What about my ship? It's docked at Queen's Birth.
My cannoneers are the very best. Your ship will not be damaged.
It better not be. I just spent even more money on it. We're doing this right now?
I cannot let this opportunity escape us, or risk word getting out.
Got it.
Then there's no time to lose.
She nods to a soldier standing outside the door who salutes and hurries away.
That's the signal. We'll maintain the distraction until you've completed your task. If you need to rest and prepare, the barracks below are open to you. Meet me at the docks outside when you've finished. Good luck.
She crosses her arms over her chest in a farewell salute. Shit's about to get real. Fortune Alliance will prepare your ship for a hard voyage. Shit's about to get crazy. Everybody's healed up. So let's do this. This is gonna surprise the shit out of her, too. I received a message from Pelagina. Oh boy. Pelagina mes re frima guon du firmes mes kenk so olas to the watcher. Is that your name? Holy shit. To the watcher, Cade Nua, lately of Nekataka, I regret to inform you due to your recent hostile actions toward the Valiant Trading Company, I am obliged to return to my superiors and give them a full accounting of our time together. I will not be returning. If you have any concerns or complaints about my service, please direct them to the Ducas Spirento. That was very matter-of-factly. Very matter-of-factly.
Lions don't do anything in half measures, do they?
She also wrote that very quickly. Like, man, she didn't waste any time writing that note. Had it sent by, you know, to me by courier.
You think you, Captain? Nem not better.
Alright, to Serpent's Crown. Okay, so hold up. We need to sneak here then.
Speak freely, Ishi. You were saying?
kill any intruders who...
Oh shit. Okay, yeah.
We take no chance tonight.
Okay, hold up. Okay, you're just gonna stand there. I can go this way and get there.
Never done a royal before.
Oh, crap.
First time for everything.
I'm gonna let Maya scout me on a path a little bit here.
From me. Can't hide from me.
Doesn't look like I'm going up the middle. Salute. Nicely done. Oh. This way.
Can't hide from me.
Okay, do you all just like... I wonder if I'm safe there.
From me.
Apparently not. Oh, apparently I am. That one doesn't see me. That guard's right there because I can see her shadow, so she's not coming over. So Maya should be good there. So if I can get everybody up to that spot, I could save it.
What do you need? Keep it down. I trust you.
Just be very careful. Because that one's going to come back down this way. Oh, there she is. No. Oh, god darn it. So if I fight all these people, is it that big of a deal? Not really. Alright. Alright, let's go for it.
Take them down.
So do you still need to kill somebody here?
That's it.
Oh no.
Maya, what the hell did you just do? Alright, Maya got him.
I reap what I sow.
Nice and easy. These guys are weak.
Got someone.
Got company. Maya, how many kills you need? 2 more.
Sure thing.
Alright, let's loot. Hey, you guys don't have exceptional gear for one. No wonder I'm slaughtering you.
Could be a...
Hi, how's it going?
I think that's beyond me.
There's a walloping.
Oh, hey, we got company down here. Deer, come down here.
Right between the eyes.
Liquid, you pull away, get Zodiac kill. Oh, maybe she can't handle that guy. Maya sure handle him. Maya's definitely back. She's just gunning down people like they're nothing. Alright, let's see. Save it. Nothing else up here. This way.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody. Guard captain, guard. Okay, shoot whoever you want. Yeah, that's overkill. Eothas just shoot. Ooh, who are you? Master Water Shaper. Necrotic Lance, so let Maya shoot you to death. My Ravitar, I forgot about that spell.
Let's go.
A little late on the draw with it, but that's
What can I do
okay.
you for? All right.
Is there more? We got an archer floating around here somewhere. Where you at? Oh, here you are.
Come now, step into the light.
Guys, back up. I stab him. Just leave her alone for a minute. There we go.
Of course.
Take all that. Anybody else up here want to go? No? Assassinate the queen. Alright, so we gotta get there. She's probably on the roof.
Enemies.
Nobody I can't deal with. Sodi, back up a second. There's a lot of dudes here. Eothas. Move over here for a second. Maya, where are you at? Move over here. Shoot the water shaper. Eothas, this is a good time to paralyze a whole ton of people.
Smart, Stony.
Now it's a good time to missile salvo a whole bunch of people. Liquid, Heart of Fury, you'll hit a bunch of people. Oh, I love that spell. Okay, now you need a death ring because you got people all over you. Miny, go after him. A deer, go after him.
Let's go.
Sodi, this minor avatar. Eothas, you are frightened. Okay, you're still frightened. You're no longer frightened. Let's move you over here. Death ring. I love just taking out giant piles of enemies. It's so nice. Hey, King in the North, how's it going? Take all this stuff. Lots of stuff. Lots of money that I don't need anymore.
I've got it.
As you wish.
Alright. I didn't have to kill the prince. Maybe I won't run into him. At least I don't think he was in that pile of bodies I just took out.
I say that the days of shielding myself behind polite smiles are at an end.
Ukaizo curls her lips in a restrained snarl.
This is the city of my ancestors, and it whispers every truth to my ear. I knew death would come wearing an outsider's face.
Doesn't have to end this way. Surrender and outlive your reign.
I would give myself to the sea before I allowed my homeland to be wrested from the tribes. This is your mistake to regret. Consider your choices from Tangaloa's maw.
Gesturing to her attendants, Ukaizo moves to attack. Yeah, I don't like your chances. Let's get the storm speaker. Maya, shoot the queen. Eothas, are you able to get a paralyze up here real quick, maybe? No, you took your time with that. Alright. Missile salvo will do it right. Ah, hell, we'll try it right there. Alright, let's take out these fellows. Sodi. Actually, Liquid, come down and help him out. Maya, keep shooting the queen. Who's about to die. That was easy. I'll go after that guard. Eothas back up. Yeah, just nuke him.
Still got it.
Sodi's doing pretty good. She's going toe to toe with attacker right now. Here, you two go after the archer. I think I could sit back and just let you guys handle this. Then again, let's speed this up a little bit. Killing bolt. Shoot the tiger. Sodi, let's cleansing flame the tiger. Ishi, go after the tiger. Liquid, you look lost. Let's go over here. Go after the tiger from over here. Okay, never mind. Go after the archer. I will not let you take our homeland. So what was she doing for the last, what, 5 or 10 years? Yeah.
Good work, Captain.
Took longer than my own best attempt. I literally had a playthrough. My main character walked up to her
First
and...
time I've ever had royal blood on my hands.
We've put the Huana at the mercy of Rauatai. I fear we've done a great injustice.
Shiza, you bow to Nemnok. Do it now.
That was really bad timing, Nemnok. Walked up to her and one-hit her with a mace, which was kind of hilarious. Yeah, I was expecting her to be a little bit more of a challenge. She wasn't really that bad. Who's this? Just like laying here. Is that Ishi? Oh, okay. You were hidden in the body. I thought it like you were the body.
Saying?
That was weird.
Just say the word.
Anyway, all of you just trust in what I'm doing. I haven't let you down yet. Lot of royal clothing. Ooh, what was that? Troll hide belts. It was something cheap that I probably already have a bunch of. Serpent crown. +1 intellect, +1 perception. +10 accuracy, -10 recovery time for 5 seconds when critically hit. Can't be enchanted. Maybe I'll get that to like Facina or something. I've lost reputation with the Huana Major. So am I at like 0 with them, I wonder? Because that would actually make sense. Slavers hate me. I still have a 5 with them. I still have a 2 with Zodi. I'm just that damn lovable. Alright, so I'm guessing I should probably go and turn that in. Burnt book grows warm. Atsura approaches, sidestepping the twitching bodies and pools of blood. His expression is carefully inscrutable until he meets your eye. Maya pinches the bridge of her nose.
It's a terrible shame, this dreadful waste of life. Still, the skirmish here will forestall much longer, bloodier battles in the future. I hope that comforts you as much as it does me.
He eyes you, a carefully sympathetic frown on his face.
Our soldiers have taken control of the district, and will do the same throughout Neketaka. The prince has fled, but there is little he can do now. The queen is dead, and the seat of power in Deadfire is ours.
Coming from him, this is a simple statement of fact. You detect no triumph or elation in his manner. You're responsible for the welfare of all Deadfire now, not just Rauatai.
And we shall see to it.
He nods gravely.
As for your passage to Ukaizo, Karu can introduce you to your conveyance. She shall meet you at the Brass Citadel by the docks.
His eyes brighten with mirth.
I shall return to my office in the Brass Citadel once I've seen to matters here.
He crosses his forearms over his chest and nods once. Alof looks at you with a smile that suggests the two of you are in on a marvelous secret. Again, the timing on this.
For the first time in a long while, I feel truly confident in where I'm going, what I'm doing.
Note that, like, a minute ago, he was not that thrilled about me killing Ukaizo.
With you, I mean.
You do?
I'm so rarely sure of anything. Not the least when it comes to the grand affairs of gods and kith. But you always seem so certain. Somehow you know what must be done and you don't hesitate. I admire that.
I try to do right by as many people as I can.
That's precisely what I mean.
He claps his hands together.
I don't know that I could trust myself with the decisions you're making.
Fuck yeah, I feel right for once. Steps on a Huana corpse.
My own brief time hunting the Leaden Key has taught me there's nothing enviable about the position you're in.
You give yourself too little credit.
Whatever my faults, a lack of self-awareness is not among them. Perhaps what I mean is, if we must be caught between the gods and the wheel, then I'm glad you're on our side.
And I'm glad you're at mine. Corner of his mouth twitches with poorly concealed pleasure.
That means a lot. Thank you.
I mean it, you're a good friend. His ears redden.
Now I hope you'll excuse me, but I really must review my grimoire.
He clears his throat, suddenly self-conscious. Okay, so that's Alof, so yeah, that's like everybody except Zodi. That's funny. See, and that's what's funny, though, about non-perfect runs like that. I like it when things go haywire sometimes, because it's funny in a way. Like, it's been a nice little side story, like I can get with everybody except the person I wanted to get with. Brasileiro. Wouldn't be surprised if Karo, of all people, would flirt with you now. Or Nemnock.
You did it. You really pulled it off.
I like the rain to that lead up. It made everything look really grim. Haznui Karu is grinning fiercely, her pipe clamped between her stained teeth. She starts to clap you on the back, but pulls you into a bone-crushing hug instead. The musky smells of gunpowder and white leaf waft off of her. Well, we might get what you were talking about.
Aha! You've given Rauatai a future. Thanks to you, we have only to seize it.
Still grinning, she clenches her left hand into a fist. The other soldiers are doing their best to remain in attention, though they can't help but exchange glances and whispers with one another, nervous and excited at the same time. Promise me there will be no more casualties.
You know I can't. But we'll do everything in our power to limit them. We've no interest in governing corpses.
She nods solemnly, holding her gaze.
But if our efforts are to mean anything, then we must get to Ukaizo. Come, it's time you saw what Okaya's engineers have been working on. You helped Rauatai establish a foothold in Deadfire, and I promised you a way to Ukaizo.
Shows her wooden hand over the empty water. What are you showing me?
Our engineers at Sayuka have developed a one-of-a-kind vessel that will give us mastery over the seas.
This is a submarine.
And you a means to reach Ukaizo. I give you the blade of Takoa.
The waters below roil and a dark shape begins to surface. You can see she like built this up. She's like, I'm gonna have it not there, and I'm gonna announce the name all dramatically, and then it's gonna appear. Like she planned this. Holy shit.
Thanks to our engineers' dedication and Ivera's magic, the blade of Takoa can travel beneath the water. The storms of Undra's mortar won't stop you. They won't even touch you.
Kuru glows with pride and satisfaction. You know, it would really suck if there's like a giant whale under there, though. Like, they're just assuming, okay, the storms are the problem, and they're not thinking, okay, maybe they've got, like, giant sea monsters under the water or something. This is impressive work, Hasanui Karu. She crosses her forearms over her chest, still smiling.
Now comes the time to put it to use. You'll go to Ukaizo. If our predictions are correct, there should be a way for you to disable the storms somewhere on the island.
Focus once more on a mission before her, she grows thoughtful and intent.
Once you've done that, the rest of our ships can secure it. And you can face Eothas.
Ghost of a smile lingers on her face. Her eyes are bright with exhilaration.
The ship will be waiting for you at Queen's Berth. Try it out. See how it handles.
Excuse me.
Once you're ready, we'll follow you to Andra's Mortar.
Which would be the end game.
In the meantime, I'll be at Serpent's Crown. We've both got our work cut out for us.
She crosses her arms over her chest and gives you a final nod. Damn. Big developments. Three tasks due to 2 DLCs and the Shattered Reef. I never did that one. Should I do that after the DLCs or before? It's your call. I'll let you pick, 'cause you've pretty much been guiding me most of this time anyway.
Priestly.
Save the reef for last. Alright, yeah. Let's start chipping away to DLC. Alright, so I need to go on the boat and look at that crate then. Kehu is no longer aboard the ship. He's left you a missive. A shaking hand penned this missive. The ink runs where fresh tears fell upon the parchment. Captain, I am an artist crafted of water, not a killer chipped from stone. As I am not equal to serving on your crew, and you have fallen below deserving the blessing of the Gaudi's son, I say we are poorly suited to each other's company. May the wheel grind a memory of your deeds into oblivion. May you forget this life in your next. By Mother Nagadi, I pray that you find a peace you seek. Farewell, my captain, Kehu. Aww. Do the Forgotten Sanctum now, because honestly, that is really good. Okay, I can do that. Where the heck do I go for that? I need Facina for that, don't I? Let me take a look at Facina. Facina, you're a mage. I can probably replace Aloth with you. Exceptional robe, defiant apparel. A whale of a wand. Do I have anything cool for you? Chronoprismatic quarterstaff. I never did really get a chance to look at this yesterday. Plus power levels. And you're pretty much going to be a damaging mage. Entropy shield. 1% damage reduction for 10 seconds when hit. Launches raw damage AoE on scoring 5 consecutive hits on target. That sounds nice. Plus 5 action speed increases with metaphysics skill. Plus 5 damage increases with metaphysics skill. You probably don't have metaphysics skill though, do you? Oh, you do? Okay, that's perfect for you then. I'll give you that. And then I'll give you, what do I have here? A spear and a shield. Nah. I'll give you that. Travel to the Black Isles area. It looks like an eye in southeastern Deadfire. You need both Eothas and Facina for Forgotten Sanctum. Okay. Maya, then you're probably going to come out. I'm still banking on maybe Zodi, maybe saying something to me at some point. Plus, I like having a priest around. Those three together will probably whip 7 kinds of ass. Do you have anything else in here for you? Heavy armor, light armor, high harbinger's robes. What do you have? Base 5 armor, ES 7. Action speed increases as health decreases. That increases the damage you have taken. Humility. Seven. Hope the cute girl will say something to me at some point. I notice. No, that's exactly what I meant. I'm trying to get that damn romance started. Yeah, we'll see. It's not that big a deal. She doesn't talk to me. I just kind of want to see if it happens. I might have to get you some better armor at some point here because you don't really have that much. Or I really don't have that much. 7. Does this do anything else? No. I'll find you a robe somewhere, I'm sure. This increases your intelligence. She looks really pissed off about that with that pose she's doing. Cloak of Deflection. Greater Protection. Greater Deflection. Nemnok's Cloak. Plus 15% damage taken. Nope. Get anything for the Gauntless Bolt Catchers. Melee, that's not going to happen. Gauntless of Accuracy. Betrayal grants quick to... you can't do that anyway. You've got a Grimoire. Alright, let's give you Gauntless Greater Reliability for now. Ring of Regeneration. Strand of Favor. What other rings do I have? Ibis. Here, let's give you Ibis. Boots wise, I'll give you Bounding Boots because you can leap out of the way with them. I don't think I've got Trollhide Belt. You can have that. Yeah, I can run with that for the moment. Well, you know, just in case. Actually, I could turn her AI off so she doesn't just rush into combat and have her launch spells at a distance with this thing, because it boosts all of her offensive abilities. So if anything does get close to her, they're screwed. Well, not screwed, but you know what I mean. Except Alright, so I need to go to the Black Isles area. It looks like an eye in southeastern Deadfire. Hall of the Unseen. Uh-oh, something's coming.
You find yourself in cold, suffocating darkness. There is a familiar weight in your hand. A lantern. It sputters to life, and the world shifts into focus. A staircase spirals endlessly below you. With nowhere else to go, you start down.
I gotta open the book too, come to think of it, I forgot about that.
A wave of blistering heat hits you. Then a sea salt wind. Divine voices boom and screech. Their words shake the platform beneath you, shake the very air around you. The gods are fighting.
For God's sakes, Andra, do you need a cloak? I have a few extras.
Lay your blame elsewhere, Wodika. I won't suffer your arguments any longer.
Mogren looms large before you, an accusing finger leveled at the melted visage of Wodika. Wodika screws her mouth into a sneer.
You fool! If only we had attacked him when I first proposed it.
Accusations drip bitter as bile from her tongue.
What's going on here?
You have found us engaged in a spirited discussion.
The pallid knight looks down at you, a frown etched deep in her otherwise statue-still features.
I am afraid we are not at our best.
The Watcher's returned. Perhaps we should hear what he has to say.
Helia's birds chatter anxiously among themselves. Wal's many eyes alight on each god in turn.
We make little enough progress on our own.
Progress? Are you planning something new?
We try, but agreement eludes us.
Andra's storm-dark eyes swivel to meet yours.
Is there nothing we can do?
Mogren glances at the pallid knight from the corner of her eye. After a thoughtful pause, she speaks.
The time has come for us to seize the power we have long left untouched and absorb our scattered children.
Andra nods, her lure bobbing bright.
Terrible though it would be, perhaps you are right.
Didn't Mogren mention this once before?
I did, and I was scolded like a child for my terrible audacity.
A curl of steam rises from her nose. The pallid knight looks on, impassive.
Should we be killed, we may possess the bodies of our godlike children. Or should we face a force too powerful to stand against, we can absorb their souls, granting us additional strength.
Wait a minute. Oh shit. You mean Pelagina and Takeo?
Helia's wayward daughter and Andra's precious son, yes. They would die. Them and thousands of others.
The pallid knight speaks with the chilly temperance, possessed only by the god of death.
Well, I mean, they're not my party anymore, but I don't want them to die. Who's good, yours?
We are your gods, forged of thousands upon thousands of willing souls sacrificed on the altar of progress. Yes, our good is greater, but the time for that plan has long passed us by.
Are we to keep nothing for ourselves? Not a single secret retained? Not a solitary mystery?
Mogren elbows one of Wal's floating eyes away.
Eothas will lay bare our every secret soon enough. What is one or two revealed now? But we get ahead of ourselves. First, the Watcher must get to Ukaizo, and that will be a trial all its own.
What do you mean?
The Guardian of Ukaizo has stood watch over that place for millennia. It will not stand aside, not even for Bareth's herald.
Helia, who had been lost in quiet, anxious conversation with her birds, breaks in.
It yet lives.
What is it exactly?
Of course. Our progenitors crafted it.
A pair of Helia's finches come to join Wow's floating eye. They hover just out of Mogren's reach and swoop in to poke her when she's not looking.
And the Watcher will be forced to reckon with it if he wishes to confront Eothas.
The birds at last linger too long, and Mogren slaps them away. They burst into a cloud of essence, then reform, and fly in a screeching chorus back to Helia.
Wow, you slapped the bird? That's cold. Guardian of Ukaizo.
A creature crafted by the Engwithans to protect the machinery of reincarnation. It doesn't care much for visitors.
Oh yeah, well I don't care much for creatures.
Will you divulge our every secret to the Kith, Mogren?
Mogren shrugs.
If it suits me.
Told you.
Go prepared, Watcher. The Guardian will not stand aside, not even for the Herald of Bareth.
Won't Eothas take care of it?
It is not one of Gallowayne's mindless beasts. It has a heart and a mind, and it will throw neither away to oppose Eothas. And Eothas will not fight the creature. It would prove little more than a distraction for him, especially as my tsunami and Mogren's volcano couldn't stop him.
Why can't you just get rid of it?
It is its own creature, Watcher. It does not listen to us.
There is another topic we have yet to address.
The Pallid Knight holds up one gauntleted hand, and the other gods fall silent.
Tell me, Watcher, where do you stand?
Here on the ground.
What do you think of Eothas' scheme to destroy the wheel?
I still don't understand what Saw means. What will happen when Eothas destroys the wheel?
The Pallid Knight spreads wide her hands.
Think of the beyond as a reservoir, the in-between as storm clouds, and souls as rain. When a living thing dies, its soul enters the in-between. And when the in-between grows full, it releases souls into the beyond, where they wait to be redistributed to new bodies, new lives. The wheel is the process by which souls are moved from the in-between to the beyond, from the rain cloud to the reservoir, and from the reservoir into the living world. Without the wheel to mediate the transfer and redistribution of souls, the souls of all who die remain in the in-between. And without souls to fill it, the beyond gradually empties, trapping all of the remaining souls in existence in the in-between. When the beyond is empty and the last creature on Eora dies, that is the end of everything. It is Rimergon's future, the one he wants for us.
That sounds bad. How does that affect the gods?
Soul essence sustains us.
Excuse
we
me.
feed off it, off the little fragments you mortal kith shed like snakeskin as you pass into your next life. Without sustenance, we starve as any mortal might. We die and leave a great silence behind, an eternal emptiness from which nothing is born.
Why in the hell would I trust any of you? Why do you waste time arguing then?
How can we not? We are each of us beholden to our natures. It is how we made ourselves, just as you are bound by the choices you've made.
Tell us, Watcher, where do you stand?
We can no longer count on the gods for guidance. Kith will have to figure this out on her own.
Perhaps you misunderstand. This is not a test you will overcome on your own. Eothas intends to change the fundamental structure of life and death. Does that not frighten you? You, Kith, who are most vulnerable?
Fatalism helps no one and solves nothing.
Eothas loves the mortals more than any of us. He has always been their greatest champion.
So he must have a plan to help them.
He believes Kith will rise to his challenge. I am not so sure. but I look forward to watching them try.
How did Eothas fool you all? You're the most powerful beings in Eora.
He found our blind spot and exploited it admirably. By the time we even had a hint of what it was he intended, it was already too late to stop him.
If we still had our bodies, we could oppose him.
Wodica balls her bony hands into fists and glares long at Andra.
Do not lay your blame on me. We set them aside after I killed Abaddon, it is true, but you did not fight the decision then.
She turns her back on Wodica then, and looks instead to the Pallid Knight.
What if Eothas is right, and Kith succeed in rebuilding the wheel? What then?
I don't know, but aren't you curious to find out?
Wal grins.
Always, Watcher. And what if they fail? Then they die. And so do we. We have to help them.
Helia's voice rises, near to panic. Wodica drives her fist into her hand.
Help them? We should finally bring them to heel.
The Pallid Knight raises a hand and stares at Wodica until she falls silent.
Watcher, Eothas yet values your counsel.
The Pallid Knight's eyes bore into yours.
An impassioned plea from the Hound of Eothas may still temper his actions. Confront him at Ukaizo.
Well, that was the plan in the first place. Say nothing.
Time moves swiftly away from us now.
The Pallid Knight spreads her hands before her.
Go, Watcher. Do what you must.
The edges of your vision begin to dim. Like a sun setting, twilight encroaches on your mind.
Say nothing.
The Pallid Knight conjures a blinding white light in her palm that swiftly grows to engulf the room. Then, the crack of thunder rends the air, and you feel the floor drop out beneath you. You come to flat on your back, staring at an all too familiar ceiling. Alone, once again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that one out when I get there. But while we're here... here's the book. Burn book. That display at the Kahanga Palace was shameful to witness, nothing less than proof of why mortals require capable rulership and a strong hand. When I walk among them, chaos of that sort won't be tolerated. Authority and temperament are non-negotiable. You blame mortals when a god is the one sowing chaos. Eothas has done nothing but expose an existing fault, one which would have cracked even if we had let it be. My siblings took a valiant swing at Eothas, but it seems our intervention will have to wait until we've had time to gather our strength. What of you, Watcher? Your bearing is set, and Ukaizo looms on the horizon. For everything you've seen, do you believe mortals are equipped to take control of their destiny, or do they need a firmer hand? Mortals will have a chance if you only give them time. Time? Watcher, I have been a goddess and queen for many years. Nothing has moved me to concede my authority or abandon my beliefs. Find Eothas, follow him to lost Ukaizo. If he listens to reason, your naive optimism will not be put to waste. Regicide. What a shameful turn of events and a loathsome indictment of mortal society. The Kahanga dynasty was far from perfect, but it was critical to the survival of lesser tribes. Others depended on their strength and contributed what they had in times of need. Chieftains rise and fall, but in these vulnerable times I fear the Kahanga have been struck a killing blow. If the Kahanga deserve to rule, they will outlast the setback. The Kahanga were an avenue for mortals to accomplish together what I would inflict on them by force. My outlook on them is bleak. So another of Nekataka's dirty secrets comes to light in a spectacularly dramatic fashion. You should think twice about your Huana friends if anyone pleads ignorance about the dragon beneath their streets. The dragon is not so easily hidden from the world, much less the eyes of royalty. I'll keep that in mind. See what you do. The Huana think the diminishing of their oldest talent is a test from the gods. They couldn't be more wrong. Everything they do is a test, and we observe closely. And yet you allowed the beast to hunt the sky again. Was it freedom worth the price of an orderly, balanced society? Think on that. I did not expect the Wahaki to bend the knee to a Kahanga ruler. Perhaps changes are coming to the archipelago faster than I anticipated. This is a pleasing gift of fortunes. Submission to rightful authority is the only natural conclusion when alternative is war and death. When you get to the Black Isles, you need to go to the hills unseen into the middle of the labyrinth. Okay. Hope that is the lesson mortals remember. I am beginning to question my trust in you, Watcher. This is a sacred communion. Your conduct is beneath any acceptable standard. You know you're living up to my admittedly low expectations of mortals. Know that I am displeased, and that's a dangerous way to approach me. I'll cut you. Say nothing. Take care of your words and actions. I'm not in the habit of offering second chances. The other guy spoke of the Guardian of Ukaizo. Fancy piece of construct. Guardian is a safety measure against anyone or anything that limped out of Andra's mortar alive. We assumed mortal society would redefine their sailing craft over time. That's why the Guardian, deathless and obedient, lingers to preserve the untouched silence of Ukaizo. Excuse me. What is the Guardian? Guardian is a sacred vow, a promise kept, a vigil held without complaint or interruption. Once it was a dragon, 3 of them, in fact. We improved on nature's imperfect design, knitting together multitudes to become one efficient and dangerous foe. Wait a minute, this is like 3 dragons stitched together? The Guardian is 3 dragons in one body? Indeed, crafting that beautiful menace was a challenge second only to the hypothesis itself. We were no strangers to hammering together animats, but the Guardians required a frame that could outlast harsh treatment, foul weather, and the relentless decay of time, all of it on an unprecedented scale. We installed behavioral safety measures as well. Were it to go mad of isolation, the Guardian cannot abandon his post or willingly end his own life. That sounds horrible. Remember that we were the ones who tamed and bridled eternity. Our guiding principles left little room for moral paralysis. Only one member of the Hypothesis Project spoke out against the concept of an eternal enslaved guardian. She was quietly reassigned to Skane. Excuse me. Who were these dragons for that became the Guardian of Ukaizo? They were creatures sworn to a loyal partnership with the Huana. Such unions were not uncommon in those days. As long as the great Huana Empire stood to protect the islands, the tribes, and the luminous Adra, then the dragons stood with the Huana. But that was but one covenant the Huana struck with a power greater than themselves. The others are not my stories to tell. You reassigned detractors to be a part of Skine. A suitable punishment for those of willful, insubordinate temperament. Skine was a convenient receptacle. Detractors, mutineers, would be agitators. They were a perfect substrate for the foundational contours of what would grow to become Skine. Back to my other questions. Has your opinion of mortals changed at all? You make questionable decisions, conduct yourself in a manner I wouldn't tolerate in an inquisitor. That is to say, you've earned the same cloud of disapproval under which most mortals live and die. In doing so, you've illustrated my point. They aren't ready. I want to know more about Ukaizo. As brightest hour, Ukaizo was a Sevan empire that dominated the continent. The Huana kings and queens might have expanded their control even further, but we put a stop to that. The Hypothesis Project needed 2 resources of uncompromising importance, luminous Adra and a multitude of souls. Ukaizo had both. What's on Ukaizo now? The city stands as a memorial to a different age. Its vacant buildings and flooded streets are a crown supporting but one jewel, the mechanism of reincarnation. Ukaizo is a city, a gravestone, a memory, and a machine. People act as if Ukaizo is the key to controlling the Deadfire. Ukaizo is the Deadfire's true north. Even the Huana, who have long since forgotten Ukaizo's bearing, unconsciously turn to face it in prayer. Last Emperor was fond of boasting that an army had never claimed Ukaizo by force. He was easily blinded by pride. Unfortunately, that didn't protect Ukaizo from deceivers within. We feasted and delighted the old ruler, winning his support long enough to activate our machines. From that moment, and up through the millennia that followed, Ukaizo has been ours. So your rise to godhood actually set back society's development. Within a Deadfire, yes, it was a calculated decision. The Huana Empire didn't conform to our idea of societal perfection, and neither did its trajectory. They came close, but some unfavorable habits were woven in the fabric of their culture. If the Huana wanted to prove us wrong, they were welcome to rise from the ashes of their past and embrace the future of our design. Tell me about this enlightened society you wanted. I don't know if this is stuff I talked to you about. I think I did. Maybe not, because it disappeared. I want to talk about the wheel when you rise to godhood. If Eothas destroys the wheel, mortals will have a hard time trusting gods to fix it. Kith are too irresponsible to know what's good for them. This is a fertile opportunity to earn their trust and subvert their highest institutions. Not that we ever needed their trust or their love. Saving them will make the work of ruling them an organizational formality. The wheel can be remade, but it will take us discarding a long tradition of neutrality in order of direct intervention. And you know what they say about old habits. How did the Eothas become gods? At the height of our power, we recognized the potential of the soul. We knew it could be bound, split apart, diverted like a river, and hammered together. Hammering was trivial. Those of us who agreed with the Eothas project, and many who did not, submitted to a violent and horrible erasure of our individuality. After the dust settled, we adopted the forms of beings from Eora's most prevalent myths. There were other faiths and legends, but we labored to strike their names from history. So did you draw straws, or did one of you just choose to be the fish lady with the chest? What exactly is wheel function? Much of reincarnation's mechanism exists in the idea space of the beyond. You wouldn't find a wall of cogs and levers unless we conjured one to illustrate a point. The wheel has but one material component in all of Eora, something we built to channel essence through luminous Adra and into the beyond with reliable continuity. You already know where it lies, Ukaizo. Before we intervened, the flow of essence was directionless, unpredictable. We succeeded in widening the gap, diverting it, giving it an efficient path to follow. Reincarnation existed before you, so why not just leave it alone? Before we took control of the wheel, reincarnation was error-prone, lacking forward momentum. Hollowborn were fairly common and hardly the worst of the soul maladies. Control gave us the power to strengthen the souls of intelligent Kith over generations. We made you wiser, stronger, more likely to develop the society we thought you deserved. Every turning of the cycle demonstrated the righteousness of my belief. Nature begets chaos, and discipline begets perfection. We'll speak again.
Woedica nods stiffly. You feel her presence drift as a breeze, rustling as it goes.
I need a damn drink after all that. Whew. This game's been spoiling me reading all the dialogue for me lately. Alright, back to business. I think we're close. Ish. There's a storm in my way. The wind carries an unusual sound to your ears. Excuse me. Distant roar reaches you across the water, raising the hair on the back of your neck. Venizi gapes. Gods alive, have yourself a look at that. Llengrath thrusts a finger into the air and say, "God's damn dragon. Maybe it's the one I freed." A massive winged reptile sweeps over the riptide, throwing the deck into shadow and setting the sails to billow and snap. "Look alive or look dead, lads and lasses," Beodul barks. "Furl the sails, ready to powder for wedding." Dragon banks in the distance, cutting a line across the horizon. You can just make out the figure of a rider upon his back. Is this, Llengrath? Or what's her name? Belay that order. We'll find out what they want before we start scrambling to our defenses. I was right. Your crew scrambles across the deck as the beast's approach slows. The dragon stops above the riptide, the wind from its wings buffeting you as its rider peers down imperiously. She dismounts, slipping from the dragon's back and into thin air.
Watcher of Cadnua, if I might have a moment of your time.
You recognize the striking figure before you as the Archmage Llengrath. Good to see you again. Her bright eyes narrow. She leans forward, examining you more closely than she had before.
You've passed into the realm of death and returned since we last spoke. Or so I've heard. Intriguing.
I'm full of surprises.
Archmage, I would not expect you to remember me from the Garland Periki's Overlook, but you gave some excellent career advice.
Seen about sharply.
What advice was that?
Her smile was warm and genuine.
You told me to quit and get a job that didn't waste my talents. Took a little while, but here I am.
And now I'm wearing the headdress that a queen wore.
I seek a truant member of the Circle of Archmagi, Maura. She sent rather cryptic word that she'd found something of cataclysmic potential in the Black Isles. Something that could aid you in the fight against Eothas. You've aided the Circle of Archmagi once before. We've found ourselves wondering if you might do so again.
Wait, who's Maura?
A Huana wizard, and a member of the Circle of Archmagi.
Llengrath gives you a pained expression.
She specializes in magic involving tentacles. It's a niche field.
He grimaces. Facina, you're neck deep in Archmage business. Do you know anything about this?
Maura specializes in the most repugnant corners of Arcana. If she found something of value, it is almost certainly disgusting.
Facina strokes her chin and considers. Llengrath is the best Archmage. I remember her being your favorite.
If you intend to search for her, take me with you.
Well, that's why you're here. I predicted this. Sounds great. When do we start?
As soon as you're able.
Llengrath frowns. Her gaze turns to the horizon.
Maura's drive is frightening, foolhardy, and her love of the Deadfire uncompromising. If she's found some method of stopping Eothas, we must make sure she doesn't destroy Eora in an attempt to save her archipelago. I will await you in the Black Isles, a volcanic chain in the southeastern sea, due south of Tikawara. Don't tarry over long, Watcher.
I was actually on my way there before you interrupted me. As Llengrath steps from the railing, her dragon sweeps beneath her, catching her up. Ah, shoot, I missed that. Still, the Five Glass looks to you, ready to chart a course when you are, Captain. Click too fast. Alright, where are we at? Directly south of me. Alright, need to go to the halls unseen into the middle of the labyrinth. Oh man, there's tentacles all over this island. Oh wait, I can interact with the tentacles. Hold up. Back up. What do the tentacles do? Poultry. Was the tentacle made of poultry? Was the tentacle holding poultry? Is the tentacle a farmer? Kith meat. Mahoru meat. Kith meat. This is creepy. Horror meat. Do you have any steak tentacles? Aged shark meat. Vessel flesh. I don't know. Yeah, tell me. Vessel flesh. The door swings open at your approach, almost as if it anticipated your return. Oh, this place again. Okay, I remember this. Honestly, don't know. Don't want to find out either. Like how we sent Zodian first.
You came as requested. Excellent. I believe the entrance is... Ah, here we are. A moment, if you would.
Temple of Revelation. Oh my, hold up here. We gotta fix some things.
I hope you're not expecting much.
Okay, let's level up Facina. Excuse me. Metaphysics, Arcana. What are you? You're a druid and a wizard. Immediately knocks all enemies back and prone while gaining an armor and defense bonus for a short time. Nature's Terror, granting an electrical aura to deal shock damage and frightens anyone nearby. Cleansing Wind. AoE, so it hits everybody. Flesh of Stone, paralyzing and inflicting slash damage on anyone caught in 8 seconds. Firebug, foe target jumps. It's not a ton of damage. Alright, let's give you you know what? I'm actually gonna give you that because I've never used that before. I'm curious about that spell. Metaphysics, Arcana, Rot Skulls, Conjure Greater Blight, Garden of Life, Venom Bloom. Choose abilities for both classes. I'll give you Venom Bloom. And I'll give you... might get Death Ring. Let's give you Death Ring. I like Death Ring. Quarterstaff. Metaphysics, Arcana. give you... I'll give you freezing pillar. Why not? Save. Inside this dungeon is there a wizard set, including a soulbound wand, soulbound robe, a unique mask, and a unique small shield. Get the whole set to Eothas because they require and empower illusion spells which Vicina can't use. Okay, I can do that. Plus, Eothas could use a makeover. He's looked like a foppish swashbuckler for quite some time.
What is it, Casita?
One of Vicina's eyebrows rises sharply. I'm curious about you.
What more could you desire to know, Casita?
Back to my questions. Any thoughts on our companions?
I do not hate Tekehu for his arrogance. I only hate that he deserves it.
Let's be off. Guess you didn't have anything to say. Ooh, a new load screen. Poor Pelagina.
You calling me a cheat? Filthy lying ground stink doesn't play fair. Rolled a 10! Stupid wizard, I rolled 10!
Dropping the dice isn't the same as... what?
Oh, shit. That's a problem. As the ground settles, the wizard and his imp exchange a shocked glance when a newly sprouted tentacles dances in slow, hypnotic circles over their heads.
That was the biggest one yet! Look at us standing on the fault line of sanity! Hello up there!
The wizard waves up at the tentacle before turning his attention over to you.
Huh. Didn't see you come in. Welcome to the Halls Obscured. My friend and I were just passing the time of the game and enjoying these little shake-ups.
We not friends. Stupid wizard is a stupid cheat.
The imp kicks a colorful set of dice across the floor before flapping his wings and crossing the room. And they all ended up with,
No matter
tens.
where I go, dim-witted imps and archmagi are always in my shadow.
Alright.
Hey, there's a familiar face. Weren't you the one who spilled soup in my lap at Archimir's annual gala?
Tane waves at Vicina. Wait a minute, Tane. Didn't I see you in Archimir's scrying pool?
Now that's impressive. They told me you never forgot a face.
Tane points to you and winks.
What are you doing here, Tane? How did you even get in?
She rubs hard at her temples and sighs. You know, I second that. Some of us had to find our way through a labyrinth.
I got in through a hole. That one, right through there. You must have walked straight past it when you were topside.
Tane points over to a collapsed wall and smiles pleasantly.
Isn't this something? I came searching for Maura and got distracted. Don't you just love a good antechamber?
Tane plants his hands on his hips and surveys the area, grinning all the while.
Even if this one has a few embellishments.
He gestures at a patch of writhing flesh stretching across the ceiling. Just what is this place?
I asked myself the same question when I got here. Tentacles, eyeballs, labyrinth? It could be anything. I'd still be dumbfounded if I hadn't learned it all from Maura's own words. Here, she left this behind. I don't think she expected anyone to follow.
Gain Mara's field book. Llengrath thumbs through the book, eyes widening as realization dawns.
She believes we stand atop the body of Wal.
Wal's body?
That would explain the powerful arcane energies here, though I doubt the other gods' bodies were quite so friendly.
Scowling, she knocks away an errant tentacle that had been trying to entwine itself in her hair.
Yes, just look at it. Hard to unsee, even if you close your eyes.
Tane rubs his palms together joyously as he surveys the massive eyes and tentacles undulating beyond the gap.
While riding my dragon across the White March, I came across an unimaginably large skeleton. Legend would have us believe it is the fallen form of Abaddon. The Circle has been speculating on the existence of the gods' bodies ever since.
So there were, excuse me, there were once 11 giant Audra statues walking around.
Even better, they were flesh and bone. Let that drizzle some fuel over your nightmares.
Tane shivers and steps closer to Llengrath. I kind of like this guy, he's funny. Llengrath edges away from Tane with a frown and nervous rustling of her robes.
We'd believed them all gone. Not just dead, but destroyed by the god's own hands. Obliterated. This one, it's still alive.
You presume such a thing can even die?
Makes you wonder what has Maura so excited.
Tane considers his surroundings with a thoughtful grin.
Whatever you are thinking, no. We should bury the sanctum before it becomes our tomb.
As nice as it is to take in the scenery, is everyone else thinking what I'm thinking? Huh? I mean, the answer's staring us in the face, literally.
No one understands your manic rambling, Tane. Speak plainly or be quiet.
The answer to what?
Look, we have an unconventional problem, and it needs an unconventional solution. I don't think Maura came this far just to hug some tentacles. She wants to wake up Wal's body and send it after Eothas.
Madiko, if Maura doesn't get us all killed, Tane surely will.
How do you even notice what Maura wants?
I have my doubts that a single archmage could exploit a body this amazing for self-interest alone. No, she's got to have bigger plans. Hasn't our Maura always said that a well-placed tentacle can solve most of life's problems? If she wants to take a swing at the big green guy, who are we to stop her?
It's speculative to assume that Maura even wants to awaken Wal. Doing so would involve meddling in matters far beyond her comprehension.
She taps the finger against her lips, thinking.
Or something she understands all too well. You don't know. Give her some credit, Len.
You give her more than enough for the both of us, and far more than she deserves.
This facility is enormous. Maura could be anywhere.
How about you spearhead our little search party? Len and I will keep an eye on this handsome antechamber, where it's safe, or in case she doubles back.
How about I do that?
Fair warning, when I was poking around, I ran across some creepy librarian types. They were happy to look the other way as long as I didn't disturb their work.
Tane shrugs.
In the meantime, Tane and I will see if we might learn more about Wal's Titan form.
We haven't addressed the imps in the room, so why are there imps in the room?
Why else? To make my life miserable.
Heh.
You know, I was enjoying their company so much that I never once thought to ask.
Tane squints down. God, I'm losing my voice. Tane squints down at one of the creatures.
Came from stinking Arkamir's house. Was told to help stupid Watcher groundmate.
The imp grimaces and waves disdainfully at you.
You can help us by shutting your mouth. By now, the echo of your screams will have crippled any element of surprise.
Master gave orders to fetid spray. Come talk when ready, eh?
Oh my god, I just realized you're fetid spray. The second imp waves a sheet of ragged parchment over his head like a banner. Go to the library to the northish first and take everything you can without getting caught. Trust me, helps a lot in the second part. Read everything at least once. Okay, I can do that.
Special orders for you too, nasty Facina.
The imp hisses at her. Facina responds by making a rude gesture with both hands.
Brilliantly done. What fluttering marvels they are, imps. Well, question answered then?
Maura's as good as found.
No matter how Tane whines, Wal's body, if that's what this is, mustn't be awoken. The Deadfire cannot bear another calamity of Eothas' scale.
I concur, and I know Arkamir would agree as well. A single error in judgment could cost us our lives, maybe more.
The way she talks with them, she almost comes off like she fits right in with them. Maybe she eventually becomes an archmage down the road.
What happened to your spirit of adventure?
Tane smirks and shakes his head.
Watcher, friend, are we on a first-name basis yet? Call me crazy, but I think you should do whatever feels right. What's the worst that could happen?
It's usually how I make my decisions. These tentacles grow until they consume every island in a Deadfire, and we all become mindless thralls in a never-ending tentacle nightmare.
Huh. And you're saying that's the bad outcome, am I right?
Tane strokes his chin and nods.
I would hate to see what he considers the good outcome.
We can continue this debate later. Right now, our chief concern is locating Maura. Maura could have only gone two places. Up in the archives to the northeast, or down into the collections to the southwest.
Maura's journal suggests she went to the archives first, but that could always be a decoy. I did hear some unpleasant noises coming up from the collections.
Tane hugs himself and shivers.
Hope she's okay.
If you'll begin a search of the wings, we'll scour this area for further information.
She nods and turns away. Alright, so we want the archives then. To the north. We'll take a peek in there. I'm actually going to be stopping in a bit. It's getting to be about that time, plus I am starting to lose my voice from all the reading with that book earlier. Drowsy Puke. Let's talk to the imps first. The imp is furiously mixing powders and herbs into a mortar and pestle. It leers at you, showing off a row of pointed teeth and a long flicking tongue.
So, wizards tricked you into coming here too, eh?
The imp shakes his head and chuckles mirthlessly. Tricked? I was invited.
Think so? Think you such a smart ground stink?
Have you seen my intelligence?
Imps, no. Imps watch you running around fixing each other's ground stink problems.
Your name's Drowsy Puke.
Wizards lie. Wizards are worse people. But Drowsy Puke fix everything, eh? Help you relax.
Yeah, but Drowsy Puke. Winking, the imp gestures towards a collection of refined herbs and narcotics. You want to give me drugs?
Drowsy Puke wants Kith to dream, eh? Rest giant weary head.
The imp makes a soothing sound and pets you with a bony claw.
Smart ground stink, just let Drowsy Puke know when he wants rest, eh?
The imp braces his claw to suppress a wet cackle. Have you met Nemnock the Devourer yet? Drowsy Puke's eyes shoot up as Nemnock presents himself, standing aside with arms folded.
Praise the Mighty One! Glorious Nemnock! Drowsy Puke remembers our great plan, eh? When time comes, Nemnock's most beloved allies be ready!
Drowsy Puke bows its head and sighs with reverence. Wait, what do you two have planned?
Nothing?
The imp shoots you a harsh look before turning back to Nemnock. Nemnock turns to you, curling his mouth in a sneer.
Captain Groundstink needs to wash stupid armor! Smells awful! Nemnock deserves better, eh? Tell Skull to stop biting Nemnock in sleep!
Nemnock aims a venomous look down your packet. Console Hot's leering Skull. That's cool.
Nemnock call on Drowsy Stink soon. Plan will work. Need patience, eh?
Nemnock drags a claw along the scalp of its adoring acolyte.
Drowsy Puke, Mighty One. Drowsy Stink works in kitchen.
The imp sighs before turning back to you. Why the fixation on drugs?
You think Arkemir gets to sleep without drugs?
Drowsy Puke mashes herbs in the pestle even harder, shaking his head.
Essence of white leaf, milled Gainsveth seeds, powdered dragon bone for sweetness, eh?
Taking a pinch of the mixture from the pestle, Drowsy Puke sniffs it off the end of its talon, nodding. Would you care for some ripple sponge?
Maybe you're not as dumb as you look.
Drowsy Puke happily adds your gift to the mixture.
Takes battering ram of herbs to knock out Archmage. Good thing Drowsy Puke is smart, imp.
I can't tell if you're helping Arkemir or just feeding his addiction.
Can do both.
You seem to take a lot of personal satisfaction out of this.
Drowsy Puke enjoys job. Learns from job. One kith at a time. Numb you all to sleep.
The imp draws his claw across his throat. I'd like the rest. Yeah, let's do deep slumber rest.
Priest lady, eh? You deserve better, Captain.